Hello, hello, hello. Hey everybody, it's Fox from Model Making Guru here. Hello, hello, welcome to Sunday Warhammer. No, wait, no, haha, it's not Sunday. Yes, hello everybody. It's not Sunday at all, so happy not Sunday. Welcome to an impromptu live stream, a live from the workbench. I've got to start work now. The weather's sorted itself out and I've got a little bit of time. Although I can't do any recording, I figured I can do some live streams, because if I have to drop everything at the last minute, I can do. So I'm working on my Master Grade Strike Rouge Ootori, which I've been trying to get back to for ages. Oh. So I thought I'd do a live stream and let you guys hang out in the chat. So welcome everybody. I've got my enormous coffee, obviously. Oh. And today I'm going to start off by terrifying you all, because I need to change the blade on my knife. Yeah, you might all want to look away for about 10 minutes. But don't stop watching, everybody. Let's have a look and see who we've got in. I don't expect many people to come in today, because it is middle of the day and I didn't give you any warning. So, George Flutters in, Scott Sutherland, welcome to both of you. Pascal Leaverse, Mickle Pickle, David, Butcher That Model, welcome. Raging Bassist, Smoo's in, A&H Shmoo, welcome. Festa67 Workshop, Colin, alright dude, into Zone 88. Rusted Beetle, who else do we have in? John Bias, welcome. Hold your fire, hold your fire. Lynn Dipple, hey Lynn. Okay, right, so pretty much the usual crowd. Bonus. I say I don't expect it to be too busy, because it is middle of the day. People are at work and it's a Wednesday, and I think it's a Wednesday. I don't know what day it is. But today I'm just going to be, I've got some last bits to clip off the sprues for my Strike Rouge Ootori. You can see here I've got my box o' bits. Now this is just for the mobile suit. I haven't yet started taking the bits off the sprue for the backpack, for the Ootori backpack. I'll probably leave that for a bit. What I'm hoping to do today is at least get some of the frame built, because this is going to be a static model, so I want to get all the bits for the mobile suit off the sprue, get the frame built, and then I can start figuring out the pose, make sure it fits with the armour on. Then once I'm all happy of it, I can glue the pose in position. I've also not figured out how I'm going to put it on a base or anything yet, or if I'm going to use the built-in stand, so I don't know. So yes, today we'll probably be just snipping and clipping and sanding, and maybe a bit of putting togethering and posing and see how it goes. Unfortunately, it's Thursday. Somebody said, yes, it's not Wednesday, it's Thursday. I don't even know what day it is. I should know what day it is today, because the bins went out. Jeez, because I did them earlier on. I did them in advance. I don't know. Right, so, yes, just a bit of a live from the workbench today. So, no Wheel of giveaways, because that's a Sunday thing. Probably might do some sticker giveaways later on. Why not? Let's do some stickies. I've got to have a swig of coffee. We'll still do some stickies. Although, with about 5 of you in the chat probably watching, well, not 5, you know, but with a reduced number in the chat, it's probably all the guys that have got stickers already. So, never mind, you can always have more. Jerry says, hi all, just a quick pop in as at work. Hey Jerry, thanks for popping in. I appreciate most people are at work today. Ooh, look at that hair there, get off. No, it was a head hair. Now, what I need to do, see what I do need to do, is I need to move my marker, my middle of the screen marker, which I lovingly fashioned carefully. Where's the middle of the screen? It's about there. Oh, fudge. There we go. Right, there's my middle of the screen. It's where the camera is be pointing. Dave says, how's Mama Fox doing today? She's having a snooze at the minute. We're doing alright. We're still waiting on the hospital to come back and say, here is a surgery date. So we're just sitting around waiting at the moment, which is why I've not been able to do much, because we don't know how last minute it's going to be. It might be, hey, can you come in today? It might be a letter saying come in 2 weeks. It might be a phone call saying can you come in today? So that's why I've not been able to do any real filming, because I might have to just drop everything and go. But seeing as this is cutting things off the sprue and just putting things together, I can do that on a live stream. It's fine. If I have to go, I have to go. Let's have a quick look at the chat and see what we're doing. Everybody's saying hello, 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 hello. How soon is soon? David Butcher That Model says, just had dinner and now Fox is playing chill out music, about to nod off. Yeah, nothing better. I take it everything looks and sounds okay, by the way. It's a bit of a last minute setup, so I've not had a chance to test everything. Lynn says, ooh, no stabity. Yeah, well, hopefully won't have any stabity. I won't bang the desk again. That's quite noisy for you guys. Surprise, Fox is live on a Thursday, says Lynn. Yes, I'm never live. I'm just on telly. I'm stickerless, says Kev Lawson. Well, maybe we'll resolve that today. Rusted Beetle says, can confirm, have lovely stickers. Missed the last few Sundays and gutted I missed the first boss battle win, says Jerry. Tell you what, Oh no, actually I had a thought then, but don't. It wasn't a very good thought, so never mind. Just stabbed myself with the needle of my airbrush. Those things are sharp, says George Flouter. Yep, they're really sharp, and you've probably also dinged the end of your needle now, so that'll be seven or eight quid you need to spend on a new needle. Yeah, if it goes down to the bone, I mean, those things can go down to the bone, They're so sharp, they can go through your finger and into somebody else's finger and into their bone. That's how sharp they are. But yeah, I ping needles all the time. The chat on your screen is not in focus. Which chat? You mean this chat here? Why is it not in focus? It looks in focus to me. It's just really, really small. Says totally scale models. Is it not in focus? Should be. It's just a direct feed of the chat. If you mean this stuff. As always, though, I say we're not going to be doing a wheel of giveaways. But then that bite me says totally scale models. As far as I can tell, it's just really small. Yes, it's not a regular Sunday show, so hang on, wait, teeth. It's not a regular Sunday show, so it was a real trip up the sentence, that one, wasn't it? So we're not going to do a wheel of giveaways. I will do some stickers, but I was going to say something, and now because of all that messing about, I've just completely forgotten. No, I can't remember. Totally Scale Model says, I'm watching on TV. Ah, right. Well, it should be in 1080p, this stream. Although I don't know how. It never seems to be that. It should be in 1080p, so it should be, unless your screen's upscaling it and stuff. I can never read it either, says Jerry. Me too, Jerry. You're all just got old man eyesight, obviously. Can I read it? Mind you, I'm looking at it on a tiny little part. I'm not even looking at it on a full 1080p screen because I've got my streaming software and then it's scringed down like that. So I don't actually get to see it full screen either. So I don't know. I'll figure it out. If you're in the chat and typing, you actually got the chat open anyway, so you don't need to look at the... Yeah, I suppose you do. I suppose you do. You've put me off now. I don't know what I was going to talk about. I was going to say something. I was going to say something awesome and cool. I can't remember what it was. Yes, we're not going to do the wheel of giveaways, but we will do our giveaway. I've just decided. Because if you watched yesterday, I put a link up to... What did I put a link up to? To the... using the ammo Lucky Varnishes videos that's gone up for patrons yesterday. It'll be up for a week and then it'll be released to everybody else in a week's time. But I put that up yesterday and I was testing out the new ammo Lucky Varnishes, and I absolutely fell in love with the Ultra Matte. It is just the dogs. It's absolutely fantastic. So I've ordered myself a whole mess of that Lucky Varnish, the matte Lucky Varnish. But what it means is I've got a whole mess of regular ammo matte varnish sitting around doing nothing now. Just no use for this at all. Now, it's not bad. It's probably really good. I used to brush it because I couldn't get the hang of airbrushing it. I couldn't do it little enough. But apparently it's alright. It's just you've got to get it exactly right. So what I might do is give these away throughout the show. I might just give it away as a batch of 5 to somebody. You can find some use for it. It is quite good brushed on. I said I just couldn't get the hang of... Well, I can't get the hang of picking it up and holding it. I couldn't get the hang of actually airbrushing it, so maybe one of you could have some better luck. So we'll give these away later on. So there you go. There's something to give away. I do also have an unboxing to do, and what else? I can't remember. Let's have a look at the comments before we get going. Fox, did you decide if you'll build the Macross Valk Cat's Eye model? Says Rusty Beetle. I don't know what the Cat's Eye model is, but I got the RVF25 Messiah Macross Frontier. I'll be building that. That's in my stash of things to build. So if that's the Cat's Eye model, then yes. I sometimes have it on my TV and it just takes up valuable Fox Stabberty space, in my opinion. Jerry says I tend to use either Future or the Alclad varnishes. Yeah. I mean, I tend to use my rattle cans, but I found these quite useful when I just need to mat a little tiny area so I can just brush it on. But you know, it's just a handy thing if you... It's just free, basically. I'll give you some varnish free to whoever wins it. You can't knock it, really, can you? You can mix it in with other things. I need to ask you, by the way, is the audio okay? Because I kept getting a bit of clipping on the audio track and I don't know why. So let me know if it's too quiet or too loud. I don't really know. I can't tell, so let me know. So, right, swig of coffee. I'm just putting off the inevitable of changing this blade. Pascal Lever says he says he tried the new Vallejo formula. They said it was for airbrushing, but it's not. Oh, Kev Lawson says, how's Skipper Ted getting on, Fox? He's doing fine. He's doing all right. He's getting much better. He's slowly getting better. You all know anyway, but he suffered a stroke a few weeks ago, and he's getting back to normal now. He's done a bit of painting, a bit of model making, at his little temporary. He's got a little sort of corner that he set up as a workspace, so he's got that set up. He's been doing little bits of bobs. He says his hand's getting better at not dropping things, but it's a slow road to recovery. So he's getting there. He's getting there. Paul Di Tommaso says, hello all, what's going on? We're doing Gumplers. Now, I'm going to do something today that I don't recommend you do when I've changed this blade. I don't have... Normally I put my blades in a tin can to throw away, and then I just put them in the bin, but I'm going to wrap this up and put it in a tissue and stuff after I've done this, but I wouldn't recommend you do that. Don't put them in the bin. Anyway, let's shut up. I need to get this blade changed, and this is where this all goes horribly. I hate doing this. I hate doing this. This is the bit I hate. And I know you're going to hate watching it as well. Yeah, because you're probably going to go, ah, no. Because I can never get these damn things off without them snapping for a start. Unless I get it off without it snapping, which will be cool. Look at that. Perfect. Perfect. Mike Mountain says, oi, are my comments showing? No, Dad, I can't see any of your comments at all. Hey, Dad. Welcome. They're showing now. Yes, they are. Oi, are my comments showing? We have a blade, look at that. Will I stab myself? Let's find out. Which way? That way. Now, I've kind of got the hang of doing this without stabbing myself. Everybody's now clenching every muscle group they've got. There we go, look at that. Perfect. Any stabbity? No, not at all. And I'll stop slamming things down on the desk because I know it's quite loud in the microphone. So all ye of little faith, look at that. Hello, my keyboard popped up for no reason whatsoever. Bluetooth keyboard, stop doing things. Get a blue box, bugger. I'll send you one, says Jerry. Well, I've got. I don't usually have like a Coke tin or something. I just put them all in there, and then they go in the recycling, and then they're just processed without people going anywhere near them. But what I'll have to do until I get myself a can of Coke or something, I'm just going to very quickly. So I've not got blades sitting around. I'm just going to very quickly put this in here. Now, I don't recommend you ever do this unless, like me, it's just a temporary stopgap until you can put it in a can. So that's just going to go in there. I'm just going to tape it up. I'm going to mess the tape up for a start. That's always a winner. This is just so it's not sitting around on my desk or anywhere else. There. And then, just so I remember, blade. So I can put that to one side. And as soon as I get myself a can, there's a can of Guinness in the fridge. I'll have that tonight, and then I can put it in there. I'll start using I usually use a can as a storage area for the blades, and then when the can gets full, nothing's going to fall out, and you just put it in the recycling. And no human hand is ever going to touch it again because it gets off and it gets crushed. So there you go. So look at that. I changed the blade and no stabbity. Let's have a look. Don't change the blade yet. Reese is in. It must be at work. Yes, that's Rust. Butcher that model. Reese is our friend. Reese is a paramedic. Always good to have a paramedic on hand when you're changing blades. Let's have a look. Kev Johnson, hey, what is your favourite show? Colin Fester 67 Workshop says Tis Was. Totally Scale Model says Crackerjack. It's Friday. It's 5 to 5. Crackerjack. Arenos Carlayan says, never watched a stream before, just chilling out here after having my first job apprenticeship interview. Welcome, welcome. I've not noticed you in the chat before, so yeah. Welcome. I don't normally do a stream on a Thursday. This is just a random impromptu stream because I had some work to do. I've got some stuff to do and I thought I might as well stream it. Enormous coffee. I normally do a stream on a Sunday. What else? Let's have a look. Okay, well, that's the chat up to date. Pliers to change a blade, really, says Smoo. Yeah, do you really want me manhandling a blade to pull it out, Smoo, with my history? Do you think that's really a clever thing for me to do? Besides, they're really tight. Just means that the further away I can be from the blade, it's probably best for me. There you go. Just, you know my reputation. Okay, time to stop weathering these spoons and get ready for work, says George. Hey, weather those spoons. Oh yes, Arenos, I forgot to ask, how did good luck with the interview? He says he's had his first job interview, apprenticeship. Good luck, fingers crossed. So how is everybody? How are you all? I hope you're all well. Now, the problem with this is, this is the Master Grade Strike Rouge Ootori that I'm building. This is a Patreon build. It's a Patreon reward build. I've got 2 on the books. This, and I also have the Sazabi Verkar to do. They are rewards for 2 of my top tier patrons who pay, you know, $100 or more a month. At the end of 12 months, I build for them a Master Grade of their choice, or a Warhammer kit of their choice. And this one's for Jordan, and he chose a Strike Rouge. But there's a big difference. It's not going to be that colour. It's not going to be that colour at all. This is where we get to do unboxing. Because it's going to be a different colour. I had a little package arrive yesterday. I ordered some shizzle from eModels. eModels.co.uk, my channel sponsors. Oh wait, you could just close, that's great. So I ordered a little package because Jordan has a very specific colour scheme in mind for this Strike Rouge. Totally Scale Model says he's tired, he's just driven to Norfolk and back. Did you do anything in Norfolk, or did you just get there and turn around? Because that would be a bit silly. Do let me know, folks, if the audio goes a bit clippy or anything, because I have no way to know. Lynn says, doing good, about to go to work, but I want to stay here. Aww. Anytime we can get to spend with you, Lynn, is bonus. Oh, there's packing nuts. Oh, there's packing nuts. Right. I ordered many things. I ordered more than I thought, actually. What did we order yesterday, a couple of days ago? Well, I ordered some Mecha Colour. I'll get these out first. Now, I ordered this particular shade before I saw a different shade that I probably should have got instead. Right, so we ordered, first of all, some Mecha colours, and I got some other colours as well. So I'll get them all out, and I'll show you what we've got. These are all for the Strike Rouge / not Rouge. There'll be other colours as well, but this is just what I ordered. Now, did James include a sticker for me? Not that I need a sticker. No, I don't get stickers when I order from eModels. Aww. Oh well. Oh well. I'll comfort myself by sticking packing nuts together. Hang on. There you go. I'm comforted now. Never thought... I didn't realise you could do that. Lick a packing nut and stick it together. There you go. You can make things out of packing nuts. So, I ordered some paints. Where's the lid for this now? There it is. And what we're going to do, it's going to be basically shades of purple. It's not going to be pink. So what we've got, I've just basically got 4 of the Vallejo Mecha colours. And this is 69012 Purple, if in case you're just called Purple. And I've got 4 of the Mecha colour White Grey, which is 69002 Vallejo. Now, they didn't seem to have a white. There probably is one that wasn't one in stock, so I've got the White Grey. Because all we're going to be doing is quite simply, we're going to be following the Strike Rouge sort of colour pattern, but instead of doing pinks, we're doing purples, because, you know, Jordan likes purples. So we're going to have a strong purple for the upper chest. We're going to have how am I going to do it now? A bit of a medium purple for the lower chest. The armour will be a sort of intermediate between the two. And then the rest of the white armour that would normally be white will be a very, very faint purple. So I'm going to be doing lots of mixing. So there'll be the white and that for a very faint one, because I don't want it to be white. I want it to be off-white with the purple, because then I can highlight with white. So we've got those 2 for the very light. We've got 2 for the medium. 2 for the almost medium, and then for the strong one, I probably might not use that. I might actually end up adding something to this to make it darker. I need to see how they all come out. So I've got a load of purple and white. I've got all my other paints as well. These are just the ones I needed because I didn't have any purples. Now I also ordered... Pascal Leaver says, yes, there is a white Mecha colour. It must have been out of stock because I couldn't see it. But it doesn't matter, because I've got whites anyway, and this is kind of an off-white, which is kind of quite nice. I also got some more of the Vallejo metal colours. Now, you know me, I fell in love with the Duraluminium 77702. I love this colour. Oh, hang on. Have we got stirring balls now? Oh, this is my original pot. This is my new pot. Yes! They've started putting stirring balls. Sorry, that's an Ammo by Mig thing. Agitating balls in there. Yes, I mean, I've got an agitator ball because I was very kindly sent a bag of glass balls. Balls! But I haven't, there's not much left in there, so I didn't need it. But I like the fact. Yes, I've got balls. I've got widespread balls. Awesome. So I like the fact they've got balls in them. Now I've noticed the label's changed. It's not quite as shiny. This is covered in paint, but this is like very metallic shiny. This is not quite as shiny. It's kind of dull. We've kind of skimped on the cost of the labels by not having really shiny silver, which is a bit of a shame because they're really nice labels. But yeah, I've got myself some more aluminium because mine is running out. And that is a fantastic colour. Absolutely. If you watch my Eagle Transporter build, I got a brilliant sort of bright aluminium colour by doing gloss black primer, that, and then that on top, C1 metalizer on top, and then weathering it a little bit, and that's a brilliant colour. However, I realised I've not tried any of the other ones yet, so I got myself some gunmetal grey, which is very nice, I hope. I got myself some steel, some burnt iron, some jet exhaust, some exhaust manifold, I like that word manifold, and some pale burnt metal. Now, I'll have to have a look at these, and you can see straight away there's a big difference between, say, those two. They're quite different. But some of these are very similar, so what I'm going to need to do is do some testing. What I'll probably do is, that's darker than that one, I'll get a strip of plastic card. Is that annoying yet? I'll get to, oh, hello Chris. Chris is in. Chris from Gross Models. He says, shh, I'm not here, I'm at work. Oh, did I say that out loud, Chris from Gross Models? I won't read. Luckily, I can't remember the name of the place you work. Actually, I can, but I'll keep quiet. Yeah, so we've got all these different colours. And what I'll do is I'll get myself a strip of plastic card and I'll section off little bits and I'll paint a little bit of each, and just that way I'll have a quick reference guide. I'll put it up here on my board or something, and I'll have a quick reference guide so I can say what colour do I want on that one, and that's this one or that one, because some of these are very similar. So, but I'm quite pleased I got those. These are going to last me hopefully a long time. Some of these will be used on the inner frame, because Jordan wants his armour nice and purple, but then he also wants a nice metallic frame. Now it's not going to be particularly weathered, this thing. Where did I put that box? It's not going to be particularly, in fact, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to put the paints up on my paint rack up here out of the way. It's not going to be a particularly weathered build, this one. He doesn't really want, I mean, he kind of suggests a little bit of weathering, so maybe a little bit of chipping or something, or just some, you know, little fuel stains or something on it like that. But he doesn't really want it particularly weathered, so for me it's going to be the unusual thing of a clean build. I've got nowhere to put these because they're too big. So it's going to be an unusual thing for me. It's going to be a clean, more or less clean build, which is fine. I mean, I don't mind doing a clean build. It's a lot less work than a weathered build, which is good for me. But it's a lot more challenging because you can't hide all your mistakes with weathering. So, right, so got some paints and things. See what the chat's doing very quickly. Fox, stop rattling your balls. Jerry's off. Bye, Jerry. Right, sorry, need to head off now. Enjoy. We'll try to pop back when I can. I'll probably be here for quite a few hours, so feel free, Jerry. Andy McLeish is in. Oh, and good afternoon. Let's have a look. I love the Duraluminium, says Totally Scale Models. They are beautiful colours. If they've changed the label and they've added stirring balls, I don't know if they've changed the actual paints. It's always possible they've actually changed the paints themselves, but we'll see. But the one thing... okay. Exhaust manifold in Spanish is collector escape, or collector escape, or escape. That's Italian. Collector escape. Sempre quello bambino. Gris metallizardo. Okay, I can't do Spanish. So, was it metal? Oh no. Collector escape is the British pronunciation of the Spanish for exhaust manifold. Anyway, so manifold being collector, escape being manifold. There you see. Yeah, I could be the way around. No, exhaust being escape, manifold being collector. I'll shut up. So what was I talking about? I've got no idea. I've lost the thread now. We've been going for 10 seconds. I've already forgotten what I'm doing. Nimcinderin, mornings dude. Wind those clocks up, says totally scale model. Fox, besides you use water slides, it asks George Flotter, how can you hide stickers on a Gunpla? You can't. Well, there are two options. One is, if you're Japanese and insane, there are modelers who will cut round the markings to remove the film, like literally remove the clear film, and I've seen it done, and it can look alright, although they're still thick, but you have to kind of be Japanese. It's that kind of skill level. The other option which you could do, and I've seen people do it, is once all the stickers are on, just apply coat after coat of gloss varnish, and then when the gloss varnish reaches the same height as the stickers and goes just over them, or just reaches the same height, you can very gently sand it so it's matte, or just matte varnish over it. However, the downside of that is you're going to have a big thick coat of gloss varnish, so you could do matte varnish, but the matte varnish is going to obscure all the details underneath. So either way aren't really recommended unless you're A, Japanese and got the skills of a Japanese model maker, or B, it's probably not going to work with the gloss varnish. I've seen it done and it kind of worked, but it wasn't great. So I'd just say don't use the stickers if you can avoid it. I mean, I use stickers on some of them. I use stickers on my Gyarazu. Let me get it for you. All the things fall over as I go into the drawer. I use stickers on my Gyarazu, but I just used the lining, the piping stickers. So the stickers that go over to make the sleeves markings on there and on the arms. Now I use those because they kind of stuck up a little bit, but the advantage with these was they didn't have a film around them, they were just the white strip. So I could quite easily get them on, squish them down, and I knew they'd be covered by a coat of matte varnish. So they were sealed in permanently that way. So although they kind of stand up a little tiny bit, really tiny bit, there's no clear film around them, so they just look like raised detail like you get on any other kit, like a bit of raised detail that you've painted white. So that you can get away with things like stripes like that, piping and things. This panel here and on the sleeves covers the whole piece, so again there's no clear film around the edge. So those kind of stickers, if you're going to be varnishing over your model and weathering it, they kind of work, sort of. They look they look a little bit gash on the arms. They're not perfect, but you get away with it. You got like joins there where you can see it's not painted. Excuse me. But for the most part, I need to clear my throat. Hang on. Sorry about that. For the most part, you kind of get away with it. I did use a sticker there, and again, it's all falling apart. And again on the shield, there was no film around the edge. So if you hold it to the light, you can just about see the edge, but it's covered up with matte varnish and weathering, so you kind of get away with it. So if it's an edgeless sticker like these, they're not clear. They're not on a. They were like the paper ones. They're not on a clear background. Piping, things like that, you can get away with. It's when you get the marking stickers that are on a clear square with a bit in the middle, they just don't use those, because then you just get the clear box. I also use some dry rubs on this as well, though. They've got some dry rubs down there from something else, so I kind of mixed and matched with those. But yeah, I mean, you can get away with what would be the sort of the colour swatch stickers, I suppose they'd be known at, you call them. They kind of come out alright, they're not so bad. But that's only because they don't have an edge. Don't know where this goes now. Where's this go? It goes there. So they don't have an edge, so you can get away with those. Which is fine if you're making something that has those kind of markings. I'll put that on later. Let's put him back over there. There we go. You go there for now. Out of the way. There we go. Good lad. But yeah, marking stickers, no. If you can avoid them. A lot of people just make them and don't bother putting the stickers on at all. Tim L. Hi Fox, good evening from Singapore. Won't be on for long, have an early day tomorrow. Blessings and good health to you and Mama Fox. Yeah, thank you very much, Tim. I appreciate that. And to you as well. Krang and Guy Hong says, has anyone used Mr. Colour acrylic? Is it better than Tamiya acrylics? I haven't used their acrylics, but I'm sure somebody in chat has. I've used the Mr. Colour, the Mr. Metal colours. They're really nice. The Mr. Colour acrylics, Tamiya acrylics aren't true acrylics, they are alcohol based lacquers. So if the Mr. Colour acrylics are actually water-based, there'll be a whole different kettle of fish. You can use them on wet palettes and things like that. I haven't actually used them, so I can't say if they're any good. But if anybody in chat has, do let Quang know. Welcome, by the way, Quang. Smooth says, he said balls. Yes. Haha, the way he does that was funny. I don't know which bit that was. Use the duraluminum on my Eagle 2, says Totally Scale Models. Yeah, the beauty of this stuff, beauty of that duraluminum is if you're painting something of any size, airbrushing it on, it gives this, if you go carefully and thin coats, it gives a beautiful shiny finish. Unlike things like Tamiya metals, these, and I've only tried the duraluminum. I've only tried that one yet, and that one gives a finish like it's like that. It looks like the silver, or more like that. Not quite as shiny as that, which is under all the paint. It gives this nice grain-free metallic finish. Tamiya paints, I love chrome silver as a dry brush, but airbrush it on, it's all bitty and grainy and horrible. Wow, must feel crowded. Gross, mate. How long I've lost the thread. Says Andy McLeish. Christopher Combs says hello all. Hello Christopher, welcome. I may try that stick trick, says Kev Johnson. I've already forgotten what I was talking about, so I don't know what the stick trick was. Have I just already forgotten what I've told you? I'm useless. What's up at work? Having to watch with the sound off, lol. So, hang on. Hang on. See if we can do this. Yeah. If you tell me your sound is off, I'm gonna mess. I'm gonna mess with you. You know I am. Oh, don't get caught, John. Yeah. Hopefully nobody's looking over his shoulder. Let's have a look. Okay, I guess I'm waiting for water slides in the mail. I want my Charles Zaku to look nice. Oh, if it's a Charles Zaku, yeah, you kind of... The one advantage with things like Zakus and stuff, if you go onto the Amazons, for a lot of kits, for a number of the kits, there are official Bandai Waterslide sets as alternatives to the stickers that come with the kits. If you can't get an official set, if you go on Amazon or eBay, there are third parties that make their own decals. As somebody in the Boom Hut found out recently, though, you've got to be careful because they often come with ridiculous spelling mistakes, which on a small HG or RG or something, you can kind of get away with, but on a big Perfect Grade or some large kit, they can be a bit egregious. And also there are lots of generic sets. I've got about 6 or 7 of the generic Bandai Xeon sets. If you want to grab yourself some of those, if you make a lot of Xeon stuff. Oh, I've moved my dot. Oh, my dot's moving. Hello. Oh, hello. Make a new one. Where's my tape? Yes, there are generic Xeon sets that just come with lots of different sort of generic markings for Xeon mobile suits. They're quite handy. For, like, you know, warning signs and general bits and bobs. I'm using them on my Warhammer army, my Xeon Warhammer army, so they're quite handy. Right, so I'm just going to put this where the middle of the screen is, which is about there. There we go. Now I can't actually see that. So exciting, this, isn't it? You've watched me change a blade and put a bit of masking tape on my workbench. Where else can you get such thrills and spills? Linda, okay, y'all gotta be off. Gotta go. Bye bye. Off to work I go. Have a great day. Thanks for coming in, Lynn. Have a good day at work. I'm sure I'll see you online later. Interzone 88. What colour did you use for Zaku Green? I've used a number of different colours. I used, for Citadels, I used things like Lauren Forest and Deathworld Forest, and there was some other one. I can't remember what it was. That's no use to you whatsoever. Was it Death Guard Green? No, it wasn't Death Guard Green. Might have been Death Guard Green. There's a few greens in there that are kind of spot on. But I also used, at one point, I used the Ammo by Mig Mecha colours, not the Vallejo ones, the Ammo by Mig ones. They have one for green Mecha, and it's basically Zaku colours. When I did my perfect grade Zaku, it's basically all the they have a green Mecha set. It's a Zaku colours. There you go. Tim L seems to know John. Bias. The half site says, just finished my first ever weathered build. Might have gone a bit overboard, but learned a lot for next time. Pastels for the win. Was a Zaku. If it's a Zaku, you can overdo it because Zakus are like really crappy Russian tanks. They're going to get battered and beaten. Question: are there giveaways today? Says Chris at Gross Models. Should I Google Transformer facts for you to ask? I'm going to give away some stickers, and I'm going to give away these 5 matte varnishes that I've got that I don't need anymore. These are just the standard ammo matte varnishes. I'm going to give them away a bit later on. Not doing a wheel of giveaways because it's not Sunday, but I've ordered loads of that ultra matte varnish now because it's the dogs, so I'll get rid of all that ammo stuff. John Bias, Gross Models, did you say that out loud? Yes. I just said Transformers and I didn't trip over it. Damn the joke, I missed the joke there. Paul Di Tommaso says Samuel Decal is great for getting decals made. I would normally say that, but the reason I didn't mention Samuel Decal is because he's dumping that part of his thing. He's just selling kits and things now. He stopped doing... I don't know if he'll still sell like other people's decals that are made. I know he's not doing custom made decals anymore, but I've heard tell he's not doing decals anymore and he's just whittling through his stock. So I don't know. He was the go-to choice at one point, but yeah. Tim L. Oh, Tim L is Go TSG in the Boom Hunt. Oh, there you go. Hooray! More coffee. Right, so anyway, let's get some work done. For anyone who wasn't here at the start, I'm working on my Patreon build, which is a build. Quang Hong says, is giveaway only in some region or worldwide? I'll send stuff anywhere, apart from North Korea, the Moon, Antarctica. That's about it. Anywhere else I'll send stuff. It's not going to cost me a fortune to send 5 little bottles of varnish or a sticker, so yeah, anyone can enter. Yes, I'll be working on the Strike Rouge, Master Grade Strike Rouge, which is a patron build. I need to blow my nose. It's a patron build. One of my patrons, who's supported me for a year, gets a free Master Grade built and painted up. I need to blow my nose. Oh, excuse me. And at this point, I'm just at the stage of taking stuff off the sprue. Now, the problem is, I was at the stage of taking stuff off the sprue, and then I stopped because the weather got hot. And I can't remember where I'm up to, so I think I've been ticking stuff off as I go along, which is always a good reason to tick stuff off as you go. So, I'm going to make the camera wobble while I get a pen out. So, I think I was up to here. I've done that leg because I've ticked it off. So, that I'm not going to do because that's adding something, but I need to get M12 off. So let's get some sprues. Sprue if you do. Scale model vamp. Ooh, what's this? Thursday a live show? Yeah. Well, I figured I've got to do some spruage, so I may as well stream it. M12. I need my space helmet to see it. So it'll be a lot of taking stuff off the sprues today. And what I'm hoping to do maybe is find my nippers. There will be get some assembling done because this will be a static model. So, being a static model, where's M12? M12's already off, so I've got that off. So I've done that. G13, G10 and G. Okay, so G. Let's see if we've done G. Have I done these bits and just not taken them off the thing? So I've done that. Somebody sent me something, I don't know what it was. Oh yes, that's what I meant to say. No, we're not doing giveaways. Not doing the wheel of giveaways. We are still doing the normal Sunday stuff. So we're still doing the stream boss battle. And if you watch Sunday's show, Aviad Madar, put the hand over there. You can see Aviad Madar is our new stream boss, and his health's down to 99,800. Aviad Madar successfully kicked me off the throne on Sunday. And because he was the winner of the stream boss, he became the new stream boss. But not only that, he also snagged himself £280 worth of Warhammer goodness. He got himself a kill team set, the full kill team set, a pack of kill team data cards, the Imperial Knights Renegade set, the full set, and a seam line remover. and they should be with him on Sunday. So yeah, so he's the new stream boss. So if you want a chance to get that kind of silly prize going on, all you need to do to get to enter or to do it, you just need to get his health down. I'll start this again because I'm just waffling now and I've lost the thread of what I'm saying because I'm getting excited about Aviad's prize. Yeah, you need to get the health down. Whoever gets Aviad down to 0 health wins whatever's in the kitty. Basically, you can knock his health down by doing super chat, which is if you're in chat, if you're live in chat, if you press the little dollar symbol at the bottom of the chat window, it puts your comment in a big coloured box so I can see it and gives me a little audio cue. Or you can do a tip to the tip jar, streamlabs.com/model making guru. Both of those things will take health off. And the more you tip, or the higher amount you tip, or the higher amount you put through the super chat, that will take off more health, and you'll get closer to 0. You can also, if you're not already a subscriber, you can subscribe to the channel, and that'll take a little bit of my health off as well. Not my health, of Aviad's health. And then whoever gets him to 0, whoever gets him down to 0 becomes the new stream boss, and you will win. If you're the stream boss, you win a Warhammer kit or any other kit of your choice. Basically, there'll be a certain amount in the budget. I'll tell you what the budget is, and then you tell me what you want, and I order it for you. So it's as simple as that. It's kind of a Warhammer thing, so it may well be most likely a Warhammer kit, but we can choose something else if you need to. But like I say, Aviad won 280 quid effectively. So that gives you an idea of the kind of prize money you'll probably have when the health goes down to 0. So do get you doing your tips and your super chats and your subscribings, and you can be in with a chance to win. Right, so what did I need? I needed G9 and G10. I think I've already done these. You get to watch me struggle to find things on the sprue. Yep, done those. Foxx, you rubbish, you haven't marked anything off. G13, it's not even, I can tell it's not on there. Yep, G13. God, you are rubbish, Foxx. You're completely rubbish. E24, E21, D5. I bet I've done these all, haven't I? 24, 21, what's that? E24, E21. E24, E21. There's 21. And there's 24. Oh, I haven't done these bits. Woohoo! Oh, hang on, this is the right leg. Okay, right, so we need to be careful now. So E24 and E21. E24. I shall have a look at the chat. Apologies if you're watching this and you're not able to see the live chat. By the way, we do have a live chat going on here. You can see it on where's it? On the screen there. We do have a live chat going on. What was that? That was 24. I need 21. 21. 21. There is a live chat going on. I'll be giving stickers and stuff away later on. If you want to join in the live chat, but you can't currently see a live chat, it means you're watching it somewhere other than on YouTube. Just click on the little YouTube icon in the bottom right-hand corner of the video player, and that will take you to the YouTube page where you can then watch the stream and join in the live chat. I need D. And there's D. D5. D5. It's worth joining in the live chat. There's a lot of good folks in there, having a good laugh in the chat, because a lot of this is me doing work, so I can't see the chat, and everybody just entertains themselves in the chat. D5, where are you, D5? Do you know, I'm so used to Games Workshop having all their parts out of order on the sprue that I always forget when I come back to Gunpla that I can just go, where's 5? Oh, it's next to 6, and after 4. I always forget they have a logical order. Knife, 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 knife. So there we are. So yes, I may not. Apologies if I'm not totally reading the text, the chat all the time, because I've obviously got to carry on doing work. Now that's an internal part. I'm not too. You might see me being a bit slapdash with some of these nubs. Some of them are going to be inside and never seen, so I'm not worried about those. And I've got to tell you, when you change a blade on a knife, it's a bit of a pain, because for about 10 minutes, it's like, for those of you who drive, it's like when you drive on the motorway. Excuse me. It's like when you drive on the motorway for a while, and then you come off the motorway to go onto normal roads, and you kind of suddenly you don't have any concept of 30 miles an hour because you're used to driving at 70. You put a new blade on a knife and you've got so used to the old dull blade that the first thing you do is gouge into something because you forget how sharp the new blade is. All the fun of the fair. Oh, hello, thank you. So that's that one. Now this is going to go in the top of the leg, and you are going to possibly see part of it. So what I'm going to do is, I can actually go ahead and assemble that now, because it doesn't really matter. So that can go in, make sure this is the right way around, that's that way, that is that way, that needs to be there, see, like that, we'll see, is that right? A bit loose, well, there we go. There we go, that goes on there, oops. That goes on there like that, we'll see. There. Oops, excellent. Now, as I said before, this is going to be a fixed pose build. This gunpla is going to have, it's very tight, it's going to have a fixed pose. It's not going to be posable once it's built, once it's, you know, it's built into, that's not actually lining up properly. It's built into a static pose. So I don't need to worry about too many, you know, things like joints being a bit stiff or anything like that. It's not the end of the world if that happens, because he's going to be fixed in place. Why is that not closing properly? Why is that not working properly? That wasn't on properly, that's why. There. Thing I've learnt with Bandai kits, if it's not going together properly, you've done it wrong. Simple as that. It's like Lego. It's never Lego's fault. If something's not working properly, it means you've messed it up. I think it's a Master Deer grade, said Kwang. Hang on, somebody's asking about the kit. Let's have a look. Missed in the chat. Andy Butcher's in, welcome. There it is, left of that other bit, says Chris. Now I had it upside down. Oh, back on the laptop. And Foxy, it's your fault I bought Warhammer, says Merlin's Muse. I'm denying everything. A couple of people are saying I think it's the Master Grade. I can't see the original comment that spurred that. But yes, it's a Master Grade. It's a Master Grade Strike Rouge Ootori. So it's a Strike Rouge with the Big Bird backpack. Ootori means big bird in Japanese. Which I will show you in a moment when I've just filed this a little bit and sanded it. Just to get rid of tinnubbage. Yeah, so this is going to be a static pose kit. It's not going to be posable at all. So I'm not bothered about things like, you know, am I going to get paint scraping off on a joint or anything like that, especially with the strike, because the frame on the strike, the back of the knees and that area of the legs is a nightmare on the strikes. You have to do a fair bit of work to open up and free up those joints so that if they're posable, you don't just take all the paint off straight away. Because you will. So I don't have that problem, because all I'm going to do is assemble the frame. Basically, assemble the frame, test fit all the armour on it, get all the armour on there and test fit it and get it in a pose, and then get all the armour off and basically glue the frame into place. Now the reason I'm putting the armour on as a test in a test pose is because I need to make sure that when what I don't want to do is build the frame, put it in a, and Chris, you might want to try this on your Zaku if you haven't already, because I know you're doing the same kind of thing. What I want to do is find a brush. I don't want to get the frame, glue it into a cool pose, and then suddenly find that half the armour doesn't fit because it's all in the wrong place, because that would kind of suck. And if you know your mobile suits, there's only so far that legs and skirts and things can move before they knock into each other. So I will need to do a quick test fit to make sure, you know, things like wherever I have the feet, they're not at a position where the ankle armour can't extend. So there you go. That's that. Looking in the light, that's looking nice and smooth. Yeah, das ist richtig. Also makes it easy for painting, because then I can just basically, once I've done all that, I can get the frame built, get it in a nice pose, prime it all, and paint it. And it'll take, like, I don't know, painting the inner frame of this will be no different to painting the inner frame of an Imperial Knight, Warhammer Imperial Knight, because it's a static pose. I'll be like, yay! What was I going to do? That was the right leg. Right leg. So I need to make sure, in my sorting tray of sorting trays, hang on, let me pull that over a bit. In my sorting tray of trays, you'll see here I have left arm, torso, head, right arm, feet, and 2 legs. These are the leg sections. I haven't marked them as left and right. Why? Because up to this point, both legs, the construction and the parts are identical. However, now I know that we have chiral parts. We have one part is left and one part is right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to mark one as left. And I'm going to mark the other. Well, I don't need to mark the other one, because one's marked as left, the other one is by default right. So I'm going to get my Sharpie out again. And it's funny, but a lot of people actually ask me about how do I sort the parts out. Left leg. So you can't read that? I can. Don't worry. I'll mark the other one as right just to be safe. A lot of people ask me, how do you sort it out? And this is how I do it. I just quite simply, because any other model you couldn't really get. If I was building a model tank, the last thing I'd do is get all the parts off the sprue, because that would be a dumb idea. Right leg, left leg. But with the Gunpla, once you've built one or two, you start to realise they always follow the same format. So you can actually, with the Gunpla, go ahead and get all the parts off the sprue in advance. So I've got, like I say, left arm, right arm, torso, head, feet, left leg, right leg. There'll be that's kind of it for the physical suit. Then there'll be parts for the weapons that might go in here, and then I've got another sorting tray for things like the backpack and anything else. So it's always worth, and this was for the right leg, wasn't it? This was for right leg. So that goes in there, right leg, into the right leg section. And this means as long as I keep all those parts in the relevant slots, I can test fit and take things apart and manhandle it as much as I want, and I'm never going to get them all mixed up. And it's just a really handy way, because that way you don't have a trillion things on sticks. You can just build things. You can build an arm at a time or a leg at a time. If you're not painting, if you are painting, it's a godsend, because what I can do is I can take out all the armour parts, paint them all, and as long as I keep them all separated out on sticks on a piece of foam, I can put them back in where they come from, and they'll always be in the same filing box until I'm ready for assembly. It just makes life a lot easier. Yeah. Especially with Master Grade, where you can have hundreds of parts. Right, so that's that bit. But now the next piece is, strangely enough, exactly the same on the other side. So we want E22 and E23, and then D. So we want D first of all. So we want D5. D5, Queen takes Bishop. Queen takes Pawn. I'll always take Pawn. I don't know where I'm going with that. I want E23 and 22, so it's only these two. 23 and 22. Yeah, that's this stick. Yeah, so if you didn't watch Sunday's stream, if you've never watched one of my live streams before, Sunday's live stream where Aviad became the new stream boss, that was awesome. Because he just put a tip through right at the last minute. He put a tip through, big fat tip that I was on about. I think it was on about like 10,000 health or something along those lines. And everybody was like, there was a few comments in the chat saying, "Yo, we should just put a big tip through, just put a big fat one. It's about this much, I reckon." Because people were trying to work out how much health loss there was for $1. Because it's set up so it's like $1 equals so much health loss, and everybody's having these conversations in chat. I was like, oh, well, maybe I should do this much, and maybe I should do that, and then I've just bopped this payment through, and everybody went, oh, too slow, too slow. So he knocked me off, and that was that. He was the new stream boss, and it was only a few minutes later when I said, well done, you've won, and your budget for whatever model kit you want me to buy for you, your budget is £280. And everybody's like, oh wow, really? Because it could have just been a prize that I give away, but I thought it'd be better just to say, I'm not going to tell you what the prize is. You can choose what the prize is. Here's how much money you've got. It seems to look like a much better idea to me. Now, because it's from the Warhammer stream, it's typically a Warhammer kit, but it can be whatever kit you want. I'll be honest. If the budget comes out enough and you want a perfect grade, we'll get you a perfect grade. Basically, I'll just order it and send it to you, free of charge. So yeah, it was so cool. And he sent me a message saying, I've just had the least productive day at work ever because all I've done is spend all day Skyping with my colleagues as to what Warhammer stuff I should buy. Because he wanted to start a Warhammer army, and I'm like, well, you've just won 280 quid worth of stuff, so you can start an army. So it was really nice. I like that. Made his day. But he's now the stream boss, and it carries on. So you guys, if you were gutted that you lost or you didn't win, you've got more chances now, because his health is there. You can knock him down. Whoever knocks him from the top spot becomes the new stream boss and wins however much is in the kitty. I'll have a look at the chat in a minute. Apologies, I can't constantly interact with the chat because I'm obviously doing stuff. I can't see the chat from here. If I put it there, I still couldn't see it because I've got my space helmet on. So where did I put that brush? Where's my brush? There it is. I'll put it away again like a spoon. That needs some sandilating. How's that coming on? Let's have a look. Nice and smooth. If you've not tried one of these like Citadel seam line removal tools, apart from removing seam lines, which they're fantastic at, and you really do need one in your life, they're also very, very good at actually just smoothing down sanded surfaces. They're just, because they're a very thick piece of metal, they don't leave any real sanding marks or scraping marks. How's that looking? That is looking... ooh, not that smooth. A little bit more work, I think, on that. Get it baby butt smooth, and then we'll be happy. So once this frame is assembled, I think it'll be a case of gloss black the whole thing, gloss black primer, and then hit it with the metallics. Not sure which ones yet. I'll do some test spraying and see what all those colours come out like. Ooh, it's raining outside, I can hear it. I can smell it, I can smell the rain. Brush. And also other news, there's nothing to do with anything, but I'll tell you anyway. Any of you who hang around in the Boom Hut or hang around on the Sunday shows will know we've kind of developed a hedgehog in our garden, an ouch mouse, and I actually got a chance the other day to film it. It's unfortunately crappy quality smartphone camera from a long way away because obviously we can't get close to it, and it's kind of a bit grainy because it was dusk, but for once he came out while it was still reasonably light, so I was able to film him doing his thing. So I will I'll post that up in the Boom Hut at some point when I remember. Our resident ouch mouse. Okay, so that's that one. How's that looking? That's looking, it's a bit rough. Let's move that off somehow. Got some sanding marks in it, so we'll see if we can flatten those out. Hello. What happened then? My PC made a noise. Ooh, Février. Who was that? Février. Oh, teeth. Put my teeth in. Février. And I can't read it from this distance. Let me get closer. Février Entraîner has subscribed. Well, thank you, Février, for your subscription. You've taken a little bit of my health off. Well done. No, not my health. Aviad's health. I keep forgetting. I'm not the stream boss anymore. I'm not the stream boss anymore. Ghost Lyle came in. Hey, Ghost. Welcome, King of Pineapples. Ghost Lyle is now in the chat. Everyone have your pineapples ready. Oh, I can smell petrichor outside because it's been dry for a day or two. Gundam, says Danny and Guyan. Still got an MG Sazabi Verkar on my shelf. Yeah, I've got... What have we got? I've got a stash of Gundam to build. I'll tell you what we have. I have a Sazabi Verkar, which is another Patreon build. Doing the Strike Rouge Ootori, then the Sazabi. I have the Zaku 2 Perfect Grade that I never finished. I need to finish. I've got the Sinanju Master Grade Verkar that I need to do. That's for me. That was a gift from Demir. Sent me that, I think. Demir Kahunjik sent me that. I have a High New Gundam. Now, I have to say this. If you're watching, one of my followers about 2 years ago now, it was about a year and a half, 2 years ago, one of my followers incredibly, very kindly sent me a Master Grade Verkar High New Gundam. The whole kit. And I've not had a chance to get round to it yet. I need to get that done at some point. However, I can't remember who sent it to me because it's a couple of years ago and I've had my Facebook message box cleared out since then. I lost a lot of messages when Facebook went a bit doolally. So I've got no idea who sent that to me because I normally write it on the box, but I didn't for some reason and the messages are all long gone. So if it was you that sent me the High New Gundam all those years ago, do let me know because I'd love to be able to credit you and say thank you when I do the build of it. Just so you think I haven't forgotten you, it's still there. What other Gunpla do I have? And I think that's it for Gunpla. I've got the 1/60th scale Freedom Gundam. It's not the Master Grade, it's the real detail 1/60th no grade Freedom Gundam. I've got that to do at some point. It's off the sprues, I need to just get around to building it. And I really want to do that. And I've got a whole mess of SD Gunpla from various people and things to do. So expect all them to get done at some point. Right, so that's that bit done. Good enough. So this was the left leg. Okay, so that's actually all the legs done. The only bits we've got now to do are the skirtings. And that's it. So we'll get these bits of skirt cut off. Nice bit of skirt. Get these bits of skirt cut off, and then we'll start assembling some frame, I think. So let's have a look and see what we need for the skirt. For the skirt we need GM, G and M. Okay, cool. G and M. That's E, don't need that. That's G, I need that. That's D, I don't need that. And that's M. Okay, I had a panic earlier on because I looked at the... I wasn't sure where I was up to. Mark off, I've done that. Wasn't sure where I was up to, so I kind of got the sprues out for this whole section. I couldn't find sprue F, and I'm like, oh, don't tell me I've lost a whole damn sprue. I hadn't. I'd just taken all the parts off F and thrown the empty sprue away and forgotten completely. So it's like, oh yes, spoon. I'll put this up out of the way. Let's tidy up a little bit. I don't need all these things. I don't need that. Oh, if you want to look at part separators, by the way, go to your local pound shop or your art shop. I went to my local pound store, or dollar store as you call it in the States, and I got myself some clay sculpting tools, which actually work perfectly as part separators. They're brilliant. It's brilliant. Absolutely fantastic. I'm going to put this knife in its hold. Put them there, out of the way. Try and keep some space on my desk reasonably tidy and neat so I can... You've not just got a screen full of clutter. Give it 2 minutes, it'll be a screen full of clutter. You know there will. Let's have a quick look at chat. What are we doing? Oh, hello. Banging the camera. Earthquake. Let's have a look. I blame Foxx. I'll be building an HG Zaku and a big gun Thunderbolt on the weekend. Oh, nice. I like the Zaku and the big gun. George Fotter says, I enjoy buying the kits and looking at the boxes. Oh, Smooth's off. Smooth's apparently gone. Heading off to continue my TARDIS build. Have fun, folks. Thanks for coming in, Smooth. I'll catch you later, no doubt. He's building a TARDIS out of plywood, I think. Plywood? No. The balsa wood, that's it. I can't remember the word. I don't know what this means. But balsa wood, this didn't help me remember at all. I do that and sometimes it helps. I did the math. I can hold roughly 4,600 Gunpla kits in my garage, says George. George, I need to live next door to you, I think. Is the way that needs to go. Where did you get that? Interzone. What does Interzone say they've got? I blame for... Oh, yeah. There we go. Where did Interzone get his Zaku and Big Gun? Oh, hello. Clam73 has subscribed. Clam, thank you very much for your subscription. Welcome, welcome to the channel. You've taken a little bit of my health off. Not my health. Oh, I keep forgetting. A little bit of Aviad Madar's health. I keep forgetting. It's not my health. Not my health. So, welcome. Interzone says he got his Zaku and Big Gun about a year ago in Melbourne. Finishing up my little heavy arm, says Mickle Pickle. Need suggestions for the next one. My suggestion when nobody says what Gunpla should I build is, what do you think looks cool? As simple as that. Aww. It's as simple as that. Doesn't matter what you just built. Just look at all the different mobile suits and say, as soon as you see one that goes, oh, that looks cool, that's the one you should build. As to the old, I've built an HG, am I ready to go and do master grade? If you can take two things and put them together, you can build any grade of Gunpla. We'll often say that, you know, HGs are good for beginners and kids and things like that. You can work your way up to master grade and then, you know, perfect grade and things like that. The only reason we say that is because HG are good for little kids because they've got the reduced attention span, and if you give them a perfect grade, they'll get bored in a day and never try again. Give them an HG, they'll get engaged, and you can work them up to more complex. If you're an adult, or physically an adult, not mentally, and you can physically, you know, take two pieces and put them together, you've got all the qualifications to build either an HG or a perfect grade. There's no difference. There's just more parts in a perfect grade or a master grade than there are in an HG. It's just the number of parts. So, quite simply, just look at whatever mobile suit you think that's cool and go for that. Scale model van. That actually looks like a transformer from Robotech. I'm so banned. Just any mods in chat, just ban him, please. Banned. Merlin's Muse. Grr, be right back. Stupid dog needs a walk. Oh, poor dog. Everyone in chat has an unproductive day. We are all looking at stuff. Yeah. Have I missed much? Just got back from visiting wifey, says Mike Mountain. No, I've taken about 3 pieces, 4, 5, 6 pieces off a sprue and put them together. Mike Mountain, or Dad, as everybody calls him. I will be doing some I'll be doing some stickers. I'll be doing some Varnish giveaways as well later on. So if you want to hang around, probably in about half an hour or so. I'm really behind on chat now. Go for them peoples from sunny Spain on my holiday, says Daniel Stansfield. Welcome, Daniel. Thanks for coming in while you're on the holidays. Andy has headed off. Thanks for coming in, Andy. I only find out when people have gone after they've gone. It's too late then. I suck. Who I missed? Okay, I've missed a whole mess of chat. Fox, you're welcome to live next door. My country is not the best right now, though. Maybe wait a couple more years, says George Floater. Are you in America? I'll rescind the offer. Yeah, no. I don't want to go anywhere near America right now for at least the next 2 years. Hopefully not for the next 6 years. Let's say for the next 2 years and be hopeful. If you can build an HG, you can build a mega size, says Tim L. It's an HG with the bigger pieces and easy to hold onto for sanding. Haha. Oh yeah, mega size are great. But I'm looking forward to doing my big Freedom Gundam. It's 1/60th scale Freedom Gundam, but it's HG because it's a real detail. It's a no grade. I can't wait to do that. Scale model vamp. It's already going dark here in South Africa. There is far worse than the States, Foxy. Yeah, I know. I know. I mean, I know my life wouldn't be in danger in the States, but I would just be angry constantly. I'll be in a state of constant anger. I won't go into details because we don't do politics on this show, but I'd be like, I'd be just constantly stressed. Right, what are we doing? Oh, skirty bits. So I need G17, G19, G20, G17, G19, and G20. G17, that's the same. G9, okay, so 17 is the same on both sides. M28 is the same. G20 is the same. The only two different parts are the actual these, which are chiral, even though they're kind of identical. I think we can get away with mixing these all into the same pile, not worrying about whether it's left or right. I think we can get away with that. So I want 19 and 20. 19 and 20. Are they identical, or are they different in any way, shape or form? Can I afford to mix them up? Or if I mix them up, will that screw the... Oh yes, they are slightly different. Oh, I see. There we go. Okay, they are slightly different. The little pattern inside is slightly different. Little sort of relief pattern there is slightly different on either side. So we need to keep these separate. It doesn't really matter too much because I can see on the instructions which is which. But I'll probably keep them separate just so we know. So we'll do G19 first. Do this one first. D19. Oops. 19, 17 and 20. 19, 17 and 20 are the same on either side, so I don't think too much about that. So I'm going to take both of them off at the same time. So what I'm going to do now, of all these parts, these two are going to be different. So what I'm going to do is put them in two different slots in the sortie box. That one's there. I'll put them in another one, and that way I don't need to know which one's which, but I know they're both different and I can keep them apart. There we go. I've not cleaned them up yet, so I'll do that in a moment. So that's those two, and 20 and 20 are both the same. You'll often find with Gunpla, either for like, because everything's doubled up, so you've got like, you know, you've got all the parts for the torso, and then you have both legs, both arms, and there's a lot of duplication. And for lots of kits, sometimes you can get all the parts for both legs and both arms are all the same, so it's just two of each. But sometimes it'll be chiral and you have one or two of pieces that are different on either side, so you need to pay attention, and that's why you need to keep stuff separate in your sorting tray. Fox, are you familiar with the Bandai R2-D2 kit? Says Totally Scale Models. Nope. Not seen it in real life. I'm familiar with it, as in I know about it, I've just never made it. But if you're wondering about it, it's Bandai, it'll probably be good. I've seen a few video builds of it. Hey Fox, got the sexy plane. We'll be completing that when I'm done with my Master Grade Justice, says Rocking Gundam. Cool. You got this. Rocking Gundam won the Spitfire, which was called Sexy Plane on the Sunday giveaways. He won the Spitfire, so I'm looking forward to seeing that dude or dudette. I often say dude and stuff, but the thing is, when it comes to people's YouTube profiles and names on the interwebs, I don't actually know for most of you guys or girls whether you are actually in fact guys or girls. Sometimes it's obvious, sometimes I know, but there are some times when it's like, I have no idea who's a girl, who's a guy. Not that it matters, but it's just a bit awkward sometimes saying, you know, dude when it's not dude, or when it's saying guys when it's not all guys, or girls when it's not all girls. It's one downside of the internet. You just never know. It's looking good. So I need to do that. I need to, I've done that one. Yep. That is my file. I never used to use files until recently, and I've discovered the joys of using a file on certain plastics. It's actually a lot easier. I think it's because my files are kind of old and a bit worn, so they're not quite as sharp and pointy as they used to be. Dude isn't gender specific in my humble opinion, says Andy Butcher. Well, yeah, I mean, I kind of use it as a generic, non-specific thing. Or I say duder, which is, you know, totally stolen from Giant Bomb, but is even more neutral. One attachment point? Is that it? Okay, cool. If you've built Gunpla, you'll know that the whole denubbing process is a chore, a Sisyphean chore that goes on forever. However, there is some pleasure to be had, and the pleasure that's to be had, hello, is the pleasure of denubbing the white parts, because the white parts are the most forgiving plastic, because they're white, or in this case off-white. You can't see any stress marks when you take the nub off. A black piece, for example, or a dark blue piece or a red piece, you get the little white stress marks, and it's a pain in the bum. When you're doing the white plastic, like for armour, you can't see that because the stress marks are the same colour as the plastic, and it's just delightful. It makes the process delightful, because you get this little sort of thrill of victory. You're like, yes, yes, I've taken that nub off and it didn't leave a mess. Yes, I'm the king of the lab. And then you get a lot of black pieces and you're like, or dark blue pieces, and you're like, oh, arse. Victory gone. White parts are awesome. Dark blue and black are hell. I couldn't do it the way you do it, Fox, all at once. I denub as I build. Yeah, I'd rather get all the soul destroying bit out the way, just all in one go. Just because then it's done. Because I know what I'm like. If I'm like, I sit here and think, oh god, I've got to spend 2 days taking all these parts off the sprues and denubbing them. That's a living hell. But then if I've just spent, you know, a couple of days doing that and building a couple of legs, and then I'm like, right, now I can do the arms. Oh wait, I've got to do denubbing again. I'll do that, and then I'll be like, okay, that wasn't so bad. Now I can do the head. Oh wait, now I've got to do more denubbing. It's like, I don't know, it kind of kills the motivation. Because I like to just get it out the way and say, there's no more denubbing to do. Woohoo! I hate nubs on these corners. They're a pain in the bum. There we go. That'll learn you. Being a nub on a corner. How dare you? How very dare you? So while I'm while I'm unable to see what chat is doing, obviously you guys are all talking amongst yourselves, but what is everybody up to? I mean, you had this conversation on Sunday when I asked the same question, but a couple of days have passed. What are you up to? What are you building at the moment? What's on your bench? I'm guessing there'll be a few people watching who aren't actually let me clear my throat again. I do apologise. I keep having to clear my throat. I gave up smoking about 5 weeks ago, which is brilliant. Except I've got a really dry throat now, and talking like this for like an hour just dries my throat out. And I've only got that much coffee left. That's half a litre. That's not going to last me, is it? I have to do small sips. Denubbing is meditative for me, says George Slaughter. It can be. It can be. But it depends, I suppose, what you're doing. If I'm doing, like when I was doing the Master Grade Full Armour Unicorn Gundam, that was just hell on earth, because there's so many parts. There were so many parts that I never actually got round to finishing it. In the end, I gave it away as a prize. Unfinished, because I was like, I can't face this anymore. Right, so that's those parts. Which means I need to mark them off. Oh no, hang on, wait. M28. Yes, we need to do that part. M28, 2 of those. There you go, nice and shiny. Sounds like Jon Snow. Here we are, nice and shiny. Just taste a simulation. Who's going to win the election? We'll find out now. Jon Snow, Channel 4. Anybody outside the UK won't get that. I'll shut up. M28. 28, 27, 28. There we go. Now M28 is both. It's the same for both of the skirts, so it doesn't matter if I get these mixed up. And they're pretty much internal, so I don't need to be too careful with the nipping or the nubbing, because they're just hinges. Hinge. There. Get in. Okay, so that's that bit. So we can put these 2 sprues away. Put them away. Put them away. I'll quickly denub these because they're internal, so I'm not really going to see them anyway. Doesn't really matter. The other thing, of course, is when I do sort of, you know, assemble the frame a little bit temporarily, it'll also allow me to see areas where, like this bit here, there's a seam line going along the middle. I don't think you're ever going to see that, so it'd be a absolute waste of time me trying to take the seam line off. But I'll know for sure when I get the frame built whether that is the case. If it's blatantly visible, even with all the armour on, then I know, yeah, I've got to take it out and I've got to clean up that part. But for this kind of internal part, it's more a case of, is it going to get in the way? Is it going to stop the piece going together properly? No, fine, leave it. Or yes, take it off. So I'm not being really careful with this bit, because it's all going to get hidden anyway. So those two. So, alright, we'll tick that off. So what we can do now is we can go all the way back to the beginning of time. To the beginning of time. And we can start to assemble some little bits. I'm not going to assemble the whole torso because I've not painted the little dude yet, or the cockpit. So that will need to be done. Now the cockpit is going to be, the torso is going to be tricky because there's bits that go on the outside that are built into that. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to clear my throat again. Wow, can you get like throat lubricant or something? I'm there, dry throat. Oh dear. Right, so yes, we're going to start some building. Before we do that, I think we should give some stuff away. I think we should put the lid on the knife. We don't need that now. Hopefully, put that up there out of the way, safe and sound. Safe and sound. So I'm going to put those over there. Out of the way. Out of the way. I'll put the little hat on my God hand nippers because I love them, and if I break them I can't replace them. So before we do any buildy, I'll have a quick look at the chat and we'll do some giveaway, some stickery things and giveaways. I asked you what you were doing. Fox in a shed locked for safety, me locked up in a cage at Mrs. Vampy. Wait, what? Totally scale models, why has my question not come up on your screen? Oh yeah, if you want to do a question, by the way, either make sure you put it all in massive capital letters, the whole sentence, otherwise I might not see it. Or if you want to do a super chat, hit the little $sign at the bottom of the chat window, and that will pop it up in a coloured box, and it'll give me a little audio cue that you've done it, and I can't possibly miss it then. I probably will miss a lot of questions. It might also be that the chat perhaps just missed a section. It can lose a little bit every now and then. Tim L, alright, I've got to go. 11 PM here and early day tomorrow. Thanks for coming in, Tim. We are all generic organisms, Fox, but you are the princess. Thanks very much. I am a princess. Fox, what file do you use? I use some Ultimate Modelling Products sanding sticks of various sizes. Rough one and a squishy one. And I use some generic B&Q files that cost me like about £4. Basically, just go to your local hardware store and buy some cheap files. They probably started off a little bit too rough. They're all different sizes. There's like a pack of 10 or 11. There's like flat ones and stuff. They probably started off a little bit too rough, but as over the years I've used them, they've just got a little bit softer. And now I just tend to use that one and that one. You can see it's full of like plastic residue. I could get rid of that. I could burn it off or get it off with solvents. I kind of like the fact it dulls it a little bit and makes it better on the plastic. With files, you could spend a fortune on model making files. You could do, or you could just get some little cheap ones because it's just a metal file. I wouldn't worry too much. Let's have a look. But totally scale models, yeah. Just if there's a question been asked and I've not seen it, just put it in again. But do it in caps or do a super chat. I find a nice scratchy with the fingernail removes most stress if they aren't deep. Most stress mark, says Rocking Gundam. Yeah, I mean, as long as it's flat, it doesn't really matter. If you're painting the Gundam, if you're painting your Gunpla and the surface is flat, stress marks are irrelevant. They don't matter. It's if you're not painting the Gunpla and you've got like a black part or a blue part with a big white stress mark. Yeah, I hate that. I start off really good at denubbing properly, but by the end it's bare minimum, says Richard Gibbs. Yeah, you see how I've rushed those last 2 parts because they're internal? Yeah. It's my day off and I really need to get back to my 64 Impala, says Merlin's Muse. Cool, do it while you're listening. I'm supposed to be working on the oils on my Gundam Bale, but I'm taking this break, says Andy Butcher. Yeah, and maybe some yard work, says Merlin's Muse. No, not some yard work. Butcher, that model, Dave, is painting a Plague Marine. I wonder where you got that, Dave. I sent Dave's son, Tommy, I sent him a little, what's it called, First Strike, a little starter set, Warhammer First Strike. It's like 4 or 5 Space Marines and a handful of Plague Marines, a little playing board and some dice, and it's like a real quick introduction to like almost skirmish combat. Under 40k, it's like, sent him that, and he was like well made up. Rocking Gundam's working on Master Grade Justice ZGMF X09A. It's on his bench right now. Kwang, Ngayan, Hong, and I apologise if I've never been quite sure how to pronounce Ngayan. I assume that's right. I can never quite. You can't really tell me in chat how to pronounce it, I suppose, but I always assume it's Ngayan. So do tell me if I'm wrong. Finishing my Master Grade Wing Zero custom, but lost the motivation when I found out I have lost my yellow horn part to the black hole accident. Yeah. Losing a part. I actually lost, I was building, it was a commission build, I was building the Destiny Gundam, which is a horrible kit, I don't recommend it to anybody. And I lost the clear piece from the scope on the rifle, and I'm like, oh, it was gutted. So I ended up like filling it with clear resin and making and cobbling together some kind of like reflector just to fill the gap. And just before I was about to glue that in and make it permanent, I just happened to go to the bathroom and found the piece I'd lost 2 weeks before was on the bathroom floor. The bathroom is outside this room, round a corner and across the hallway. I have no idea. And somehow it survived too, and 2 weeks later it's in a totally different room. I found it. The black hole, the vortex gave me something back. I don't understand that. Let's have a look. Somebody spent £200 on something. Merlin's Muse, I dropped £200 on a board game. I have to blame someone. What was this board game? Tell me. Was it a Warhammer thing? I am practicing painting and weathering on spoons, says George Flauta. Jolly good. Everybody's getting into Warhammer thanks to Foxx, says Pascal Leaverse. Yes. It's because it's so much fun. I know there'll be people watching this that don't even know what Warhammer is, and they're up for their, you know, for their they're watching for the Gunplas. But people, you'll have noticed on my channel, I'm not just doing Gunpla all the time. I've started doing over the last year and a half or so more Warhammers. You know, I've started doing, you know, puppies like these, which aren't even finished yet. Things like these. It's because it's just ridiculously good fun. It's all brush painting. It's all totally good fun, and it's a great way to decompress from proper grown-up model making with airbrushes and stuff. It's just a great way to decompress. I have Mrs. Vampy to thank, but Fox eventually, yeah, says Scale Model Vamp. I found my Gunpla buy is expensive enough not to get into Warhammer, says Rocking Gundam. You say that. That will change. Don't worry. You can, no matter how strong your will is, you will be sucked into one or the other or both. Justification. It's scale models, right? Yes. Customers keep coming in and making me miss stuff, says Chris at Gross Models. If I have to go away, can you just wait until I get back? I'll just pause. I'll be like, and the murderer is... I'm debating how long to leave that. Everybody thinking the stream's stuck. Yes, Fox, best throat lubricant is whiskey. I would agree, but there's an outstanding reason why I shouldn't do that. Yeah, outstanding reason. Throat lube, I'm going to let that one be, says Merlin's Muse. I'm not judging that one, says Scale Model Vamp. Let's have a look. Master Grade, Full Armour, Verkart or HG? No, Master Grade, not HG. Put my teeth in. The Verkart Master Grade Heavy... I can't speak. Master Grade, Verkart, I'm going to write it out with my finger. Verkart Master Grade Heavy Arms. No. Oh, my brain stopped. Master Grade Verkart Full Armour Unicorn Gundam is the one I was building that I gave up on and gave away as a prize. Any advice on using magnets, please? Yeah, don't eat them, because that's really dumb. Magnets are actually quite simple. And I can... One of these might allow me to show you. Which one was it? It's the one right at the back. Of course it is. Of course it is. I put some magnets on this puppy. Like an idiot, because I glued the wrong bit on first. That's brush soap, that's not the one I wanted. Dead simple, using magnets. Magnet there, magnet there. Perfect. It's dead easy to use magnets. All you need to do is, if you're going to attach a magnet, make sure there's somewhere to put the magnet, and simply get yourself a pin vise, because you need to work with little tiny ones, little tiny magnets, only a little tiny thing, like 1 millimetre thick and maybe what, 2 or 3 millimetres in diameter. Just make sure you can drill a hole into the two surfaces that you want to magnetise, and then if you can, try and keep them hidden away. Now these went a bit wrong because this piece of pauldron isn't quite thick enough, so you can see it there. I drilled through it and it went straight through, so I've got a visible magnet, but it's a circle and it looks like part of the armour design, so it's not so bad. But yeah, just get yourself a pin vise for drilling holes. Easiest thing to do, if you've got two surfaces that need to be magnetised, just drill a hole into each one, a little shallow hole so the magnet can go in, and just super glue it into place. You can use epoxy glue if you're using a really big powerful magnet on a really heavy piece, like saying you're building something out of resin, you do some massive magnets. You probably want to use proper epoxy glue for that, but for tiny little things like that, where it's just magnetising something like a canopy or something like that, you can just use little tiny magnets, dot of super glue, get the magnet in there, done. Just make sure, have I got my magnets here? I do have a stick of magnets. When you're putting magnets in, there's a common sense way to do it. Is, let's say I've drilled a hole here, and I'll put the magnet in there, and you keep the magnet on the stick of magnets. So I'll put some super glue there. Say I've drilled, this is a piece of model, there's a piece of model, I've drilled a hole in here, and I want to put a magnet in there, and I want something on this side. So get some super glue on there, stick it down, let it set, and then pop the rest of the magnets off, like that. That would leave you with your magnet there, glued on, and leave this stick. Then what you do is on the other side, let's say you want to magnetise this side, the best way to do that is not to stick a magnet on here and do that, because the risk is that you'll do it the wrong way, and when you do it the wrong way, you've suddenly got two magnets repelling it. That one's glued on, you've suddenly got two magnets repelling. So what you want to do is, you want to make sure, when those are the two sides that go together, you've glued, oh these are tough, you've glued that on there, you want to make sure you mark that side of the magnet. Doesn't matter what you mark it with, so you know that's the bit that sticks to that bit. And then whatever you do, when you come to glue this on, you can, for example, take it off the stick and glue it in that way. That way, you know that when you've got these two pieces, I can't really show you without gluing them in place, but wow. When you've got that magnet there and that magnet, you know they're going to go and stick together. It's kind of a common sense thing. It's one of those things that you shouldn't have to explain, but it's kind of common sense. Just make sure you mark which bits of the magnet stick to the other bits. Of course, the other option then would be, if you stick those two there, if I stick that one on the end, I know that that bit I marked, where's the bit I marked? That's the bit I marked. I know that that will attach. But I also know, consequentially, that what I can do, that's the magnetic end that's going to attach to that. Instead of trying to take that off on its own and glue it down, what I can do, I think, if I get this right, is just glue that end. Because that end, the top part there, will be the same as the top part here. So theoretically, that would then stick onto that. So it's kind of hard to explain, but glue your first one down, mark down which is the attractive side to it, and then glue the other end of the stick down, because that will be the same thing. That's the more logical way. But these are quite powerful. Ooh, come on. Wow. These are actually the magnets that came with my HobbyZone desk organizer thing. My focus is going to be messed up now. They're the magnets that came in my HobbyZone set. So if you do get yourself some HobbyZone stuff, you get all these magnets spare, and they're great. They're quite thick, but they're really strong. And in terms of strength, It depends what you're building. If you're building like some big resin forge world thing, you want the most powerful magnets you can get, like rare earth magnets. So you need to do a bit of research on the codes for magnets. I had to research and I can't remember it to tell you, to be honest, but there are different types of magnets. If you're doing little tiny plastic things, it doesn't really matter as long as they're reasonably strong. But it really is just a case of stick them in, and super glue's the best if they're only little ones. Just Quang is fine, don't really have to pronounce the rest. Cool, okay. $200 USD, Foxy Warhammer. Yeah, what did you get? What was the board game? What was it? Was it $200 American? That means it's going to be... Was it Dark Imperium? Ooh. Or was it Soul Wars? Ooh. I has Dark Angel's Interrogator Chaplain I still need to paint, says Scale Model Vamp. Hopefully I'll be back before the wheel spins. Oh no, there's no wheel of giveaways on this show. Magnet Magic! Richard Gibbs says thank you. I hope that wasn't like too vague an explanation, because it's really kind of hard to explain. Oh, Merlin's Muse says Souls. Yeah, you've got the Soul Wars thing. Mint. Right, should we put some stuff? No, we need to do some giveaways. So, let's do some stickers. Let's do some stickerage. So, let me get some stickeries out. Got some Model Making Guru stickers. And I have as well, thanks to Dad, I have some Scaly Model stickers. From Mike Mountain, my good friend Dad at Scaly Models. So we'll do two of each. Two of each. I'll get them out so I know how many I've got. Put them back in there. Okay. So we've got two Model Making Guru and we've got two Scaly Models. Thanks to Mike for sending me these stickies. Fox, would you suggest streaming if you are new to the hobby? We'll come back to that in a minute. So what I need to do is first of all check if any of you guys have sent me a question. So what we're going to do is the usual thing, same as we do on a Sunday. I'm going to ask a question, and then the first person with the correct answer in chat wins a sticker. If you want to send me an email with a question and an answer, you can do. My email address is there. It's modelmakingguru@gmail.com. If I use your question and your answer, I'll send you a sticker anyway. eModels is sending me a parcel. Ooh, that's my varnishes, yes. Yes, if I use your question and answer, I'll send you a sticker as well. So, let me just make sure I'm in the right email account. It is there. I don't think I have any left over from Sundays. No. Oh well, never mind. I'll make some questions up. I shall make up some questions. That's the hard bit there. The first thing we need to do though, before we ask any questions, after about an hour or so of going, you do find that there's a lag between the stream and the chat. So, before we do anything, I need you to hit the refresh button on your computer or laptop or whatever you're watching on. Hit the refresh button, and then when it's refreshed, drag the slider all the way to the right to make sure you're up to date. So I'll give you a second to do that first. So hit refresh now and drag the slider. Okay, right. And what I'm going to do, Jordan Nash, I only just showed up. I've been in class all morning. Hey, Jordan. We're working on your baby, dude. Look. Hang on, I'll show you something. Look. Purple. Look, also I've got many metallics. Many metallics. Yes. Right, so what I'm going to do, because I'm rubbish at asking questions, and nobody sent me any questions to ask, I'm going to go into Wikipedia and do a random Wikipedia article, and that should give me a fact. Wikipedia. Wow, that's small. Right, let's go for a random Wikipedia. I've got the random button. Let me have a look and see if I can get a random thing. I've got to do it on my phone because random. Okay, this is kind of lazy now because I'm just going to ask you a question based on Wikipedia. So it's the first to answer correct. So basically a Wikipedia search, unless you happen to already know. Jordan Nash says, I heard Pretty Purple. I'm looking forward to seeing the progress. Yes. Right, so, are we ready? Has everybody refreshed and pressed the buttons? Okay, right, so. These are going to be completely random. This is like for one of each sticker. These are going to be completely random. Okay, so the first question, and these are nothing to do with anything. These are totally random. First question. Burnham Hoyt was a prominent mid-20th century architect. Where was he born? Go. Burnham Hoyt. First one to give me the right answer. I nearly gave the answer then. Will win a sticker. So Burnham Hoyt was a prominent mid-20th century architect. Where was he born? Dave says, damn, we should have sent him some questions. Looking for a bit more specific than that, Jordan. Everybody's just guessing now, aren't you? You're all just guessing now. Making models, Carl says Denver, Colorado. Well done, you are correct, Carl. I shall send you a sticker. I'll send you a Scaly Model sticker because I'm guessing you probably got one of mine already. So I'll send you a Scaly Model sticker. I don't know if you've got one of those. So I shall. What I'll do, let me put a little note on these stickers. I can't remember who I'm sending what to now. Carl. So, if you win a sticker, by the way, all you need to do is send me an email to modelmakingguru@gmail.com with your name and your address, and I will get the sticker out to you. I need you to send me the email because it's my email inbox that I look at to see who I need to send sticker. Oh, but do have mics. You've got mics already? Do you want one of mine or do you want one of... Oh, no, don't have one. Okay, tell you what, I'll send you one of mine then. I'll send you one of mine, no problem. Not a problem at all. Yeah, send me an email. modelmakingguru@gmail.com and just give your name and address and tell me you've won which sticker you've won. This is for everybody, so I know which sticker to send you all. Okay, for another Model Making Guru one. Is the Carl winning run again? Yes, Carl's always on a winning run. Do another random Wikipedia fact. Yeah, we won't do that one because I can't actually think of how to ask that as a question. Hang on, I can't think of how to ask that as a question either. They're not actually that easy when you do these random articles, you know. Okay, here we go. Second. Thank you, but your return address on and I will send you some MM stickers. Cool, thank you very much. I need some stickers. Okay, here's a long-winded one now. This is where you will need to do some searching. Hey, Thermonuclear Bobbington, hello. Welcome, welcome. Just doing some sticker giveaways. For a Model Making Guru sticker. I've done one already. Remember, these are all random facts from Wikipedia, so you can guess where the best place to find out this information is. I need to know the director of a movie. I want to know the director of a movie. And the movie's title is The Poacher's Foster Daughter or Noble Millionaire. The Poacher's Foster Daughter or Noble Millionaire. Go. The Poacher's Foster Daughter or Noble Millionaire. I need to know the director's name. The Poacher's Foster Daughter or Noble Millionaire. I know, these are completely random. I'll keep saying it so you know. The Poacher's Foster Daughter or... Oh, hello, straight in. George Flouter says Martin Freach. Yes, well done. You're the fastest to Wikipedia, Martin Freach. So, George, well done. I know I've already got your address because I've sent you about a million things. But send me your email again with your name and address and I'll send you another MMG sticker. It's George. Andy Butcher, got to run, guys. Have fun. Thanks for coming in, dude. George F. So there you go, George. Send me your name and address. I know I've got it, but if you have sent me something before, by the way, or if I've sent you stuff before and I've already got your name and address, I delete the email as soon as I send you whatever I'm sending you, so I don't keep your details. So if you have won stuff before, make sure to send it again. Yes, I think George may have Wikipedia ready and waiting there. Let's try another one, shall we? I like doing these random things because they are completely random and you will just learn something. You'll learn a thing. Except, why is it not letting me do randoms now? Oh, that's because I'm not on Wikipedia. You spoon. Random. Okay, here we go. Here we go. Jordan Nash, we're back shortly, heading back to my classroom for lunch. Okie dokie. Right, thanks for coming though. See you in a bit, Jordan. Right, here we go. It's time for some geology. I'd be impressed if any of you knew any of these without actually having to go and look it up. Oh, we also have a fourth question from Pascal Leaverse. Brilliant, thank you, Pascal. Right, here's a question for you. It's a geology question. Are you ready? Get your rock facts on. Okay. The Purcell supergroup is composed primarily of argillites, carbonate rocks, quartzites, and mafic igneous rocks of which geological age? From what geological age do the Purcell supergroup of rocks come from? Go. There's two words that can be used to describe this geological age. I'll take either of them. The Purcell supergroup. Purcell, as in Steve Purcell, like Steve Purcell, who drew Sam and Max. He's a genius. And supergroup, as in ABBA. George Flouter, again, late Precambrian brackets Mesoproterozoic. I can't get my words out. Mesoproterozoic. I can get that one. Age. George, again. Go on, you can have another one. There you go, you got both stickers now. George. Yeah. George wins another one. There we go. Yes, all the stickers will be mine, says George. Yes. George F. I've written on it upside down. You've actually got an upside down one. Dope. Right, we'll do one more. And what's the question? We've had a question from Pascal Leaverse. Let me just see what that was. Oops. Carl, I've got your mail. Yes, I was going to say send me your work email address. Shipping address. Oh, we go. Nice easy one. This is actually relevant to Gumpler. Totally Scale Model says, what the f... I will stay out of this one, says George. Okay. No, well, you've got one of each now, so there you go. Right, okay. We have a question from Pascal Leaverse. So thank you, Pascal. Here we go. We'll do one more, and this is for a... You're still answering the last question, half of you. This is for another Scaly Models. For those that don't know, Scaly Models is Mike Mountain, who's in chat. Mike Mountain, or Dad as we all call him. That's his YouTube channel. That's him, Scaly Models. So do check him out. Subscribe. I don't think there's any content on there, but if you all subscribe to his channel, it might start him doing some content. Because it's about time he started doing some content. We want to get you on the YouTubes, Dad. But we all call him Dad. You'll know him from the Boom Hut and from other places, from Smooth's live streams and everywhere else. Right, don't know feck all about Gumpler, says Totally Scale Models. That's alright, most people don't know anything else about anything I've asked anyway, so there you go. Right, swig of coffee. Mike Mountain says okay. Yes, we'll have to now. Yes, everybody subscribe to Dad's channel, Scaly Models, on the YouTube, and he'll have to make video content for you. He'll be cornered. Right, anyway, there we go. Question from Pascal Leaverse. Are you all ready with your typing fingers? Some of you may know this straight away, and some may not. Googling may be required. Okay, so, very quickly, this question. Ready? Where is the Bandai factory located? Go. Where is the Bandai factory located? Remember, if it's a question that somebody sent in, I assume the answer is correct. It may be, it may not be, I don't know. I think it is. I need a place in a country, not the country itself, ideally. Nobody's got it yet. And I can't take Japan as an answer. I have to go for what I've got here. Nobody's got it. I'm assuming this is correct. Nobody's got it yet. Bam, there we go. Mickle Pickle, Shizuoka, Japan. Shizuoka? That's what the answer I've got. I was about to put it on screen then, and it's not my email address to show off. Yes, Shizuoka in Japan, which is where the hobby show is every year. Shizuoka Hobby Show. Strangely enough, same name. So, well done, Mickle Pickle. Well done. Send me an email. I'll just put a note on there. Mickle Pickle. Wow, my writing is... I don't know why I'm putting a note on there, because you probably won't actually get that one. So there you go, Shizuoka. Remember, if you've won something today, just send me an email. Email address is here to modelmakingguru@gmail.com with your name and your address if it's a sticker. And just put down which sticker you've won, whether it's a Guru sticker or a Scale Your Model sticker, just so I know which one to send you, otherwise I'll forget. But do make sure you put your name and address in there. Now, we have one more thing to give away, and this is completely random. Kev Lawson says, just popped out, what's going on? We gave some stickers away, Kev. We're just going to give some other shiz away, and then we're going to get cracking on with the Gundams. See how I wrote your names on these stickers, and I'm just putting them back in my big bag of stickers. It's a dumb idea, wasn't it? I wrote your names on them. Right. This stream is what I won, says Jordan Nash. Yeah. Right, so what we're going to do, if you're one of my patrons, you'll know yesterday I put up a video about me testing the Ammo by Mig Lucky Varnishes. There's matte, ultra matte, satin and glossy, and I absolutely adored the ultra matte. So I've now gone ahead and ordered like 1 million bottles of this from eModels, my channel sponsors, emodels.co.uk, which means I've got 5 jars or 5 little pots of the original Ammo matte varnish doing nothing. I don't need them now, so I'm just going to give them away. I don't have no use for these. I could never figure out how to airbrush them successfully, but then again I can never figure out how to airbrush any matte varnish successfully, so it's probably very good varnish to airbrush if you know how to do it. The only reason I love this stuff is because it's idiot proof, and I can do that. It works for me. This stuff, I could just never get it quite right. You have to thin this a little bit, and I could never get it quite right. So there may be people out there, those of you were there. Hang on, words. There may be those of you out there that have used this stuff before and know how to use it the right way, in which case you're going to get 5 free bottles of it. I have brushed it on, and it's really nice to brush on. It's a nice matte varnish to brush on. So we're going to give this away. So I don't know what we're going to do. I'm going to do. Shall I do a question? I mean, I've got to do a question, but let's have a think. We're going to do it now. We're not going to do it like comment next week. So it's basically anybody who's watching and in the chat. So if you're watching this, I'm going to give it a minute. If you're watching this and you're not in the live chat, the chat's here on the telly, but if you're watching this and you're not in the live chat, then you want to be in the live chat. So if you can't see the live chat anywhere, if you're watching on a mobile device, click on the little YouTube icon in the bottom right hand corner. It's down here somewhere. That will take you to the YouTube page where this stream is and the chat is taking place. You need to be in the chat to win this. I'm going to do it now. I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to put a comment on the video and we'll do it next week, because I don't know when the next live stream that's not the Warhammer stream will be. So we're just going to do it now. So I've got to think of an interesting question now, or something to do. I've got to think of something. I need a wee as well, which is probably not good. Right. I can't think of a question. Should we just do another random Wikipedia? Or shall I just do a random fact? Let's look up a random fact that's not necessarily on Wikipedia. Let's have a look. Let's have a look. I've got my phone out. Let's have a look. I'm just going to do a Google search and see what I can find randomly. Do. Right. Wow, finding a random fact is actually not that easy. It's just lots of links to things that have random facts. Okay, tell you what. Let's just do a random fact that I happen to know. Okay. Are you ready? This is for these 5 bottles. What is the name for the little plastic bit on the end of your shoelaces? Oh, hang on. Go on, we'll do that question. What is the name for the plastic bit on the end of your shoelaces? Go. You have to Google that one. Butcher That Model, Dave at Butcher That Model gets it correct with aglet. Michika almost got there with egglet. Kevin Lawson got anklet, which is not quite right. Butcher That Model, aglet, well done. That's the correct answer, aglet. You've won yourself 5 bottles of Ammo by Mig matte varnish. As I say, it's really nice to brush on. I couldn't quite get the hang of airbrushing it, but I'm sure you'll figure it out. I never got round to experimenting very much. So, Dave, I think I have your address in the cave or the dungeon, but send me an email anyway with your address on, just to remind me to. Of course I've got your address. I sent you the thing for Tommy, didn't I? Send me an email anyway, Dave, just to remind me, so it's on my to-do list to send this. I've got your address because it's on my Games Workshop account now. But yeah, send me an email just to remind me to send these out to you. And we'll get them on the way. So well done, Dave. 5 jars of that, which I don't need, so it's freed up some space for all the bottles I've just ordered from your models. If you do watch the video, by the way, that I did of the Ammo by Mig Lucky varnishes, and you go to eModels, don't worry if any of them are out of stock. They are getting some new stock in the next week or so. So there you go. Mitchka Bailey says, I've been spelling that wrong for decades. I'm more impressed that you actually knew what it was and you've just been spelling it wrong. Because I guess I don't know how many people just knew that without having to look it up. In fact, how many of you knew that without having to look it up? That interests me. How many of you just knew it was called an aglet? Scale Model Vamp says the lag is real today. Damn. Yeah, I do say refresh the page before we do the questions, but if you've got bad lag, it's going to come straight back anyway. So yeah, Dave, send me an email. So everybody that's won something, send me your wow, I'm getting my words wrong. Send me your name and address, and I can get stuff sent out. Right, not me, I had to Google it, says Carl. Kev Lawson, knew it, just the wrong spelling. Sad face. George Flatter, my Google foo is fast and they smoked me. Not a Scooby, says Dad. About 10 of us, says Dave. Yeah. Butcher that model. Who knew that aglet would do me proud one day, says Dave. What are laces, says Totally Scale Model. Pascal Hervé says, I knew this only in my own language. Dope! KBZ Doofus says, Sigh, so close, and yes, I knew it. And it's Nestle in Pascal's, I assume French? Well, there you go. I don't know how I knew that. I just one of those facts I knew from being a kid. It was called an aglet. So there you go. So Dave, well done. And well done to everybody that won the sticky stickers. Right. I think we should put some shizzle together, don't you? Start off with the head. Now what I'm going to be doing here is assembling frame parts, just so that I can get the frame built and painted up. Because I've said earlier on, this is going to be a static build, so I can build the whole frame and paint it, and all glue it together and paint it, because it's not going to move once I've built it. So the head only got one grey part, inner frame part, but I don't think any of that will be visible. I don't think. Or if it is visible, I can paint it later. So I'm not too fussed about that. So we can not worry about the head part. Arm unit. Let's build an arm unit. Arm unit. All units. So I need to get these built. So what we're going to do is we're going to take all the parts for each arm and we're going to assemblate it. So we're going to start with the left arm. And again, we're just going to do the frame at this point. Hopefully, see, I've not built a master grade strike. This is my first master grade strike, so what I'm hoping is that I can do all the frame without having to have any armour built into the frame. Usually you can. Usually you can. Send me emails. Emails. What's coming through? Do. Lovely, people mailing me with their sticker winnage. For most master grade kits, you can build the frame independent of the armour, which is brilliant because that's what I need. Because theoretically, once I've built this frame, I don't need to take it apart again. If I can, as long as I can get the armour on and off, then it's fine. So that's all the frame for the left arm. More emails coming in. Who's mailing me now? There we go. Okay, so what's that? That's a darker colour, that's fine. So I need a little container of some sort, and a little container will be... I shall use this little here lid. put that there. Just for the bits, so they're not going to fall off everywhere and get broken and lost and destroyed by the vortex of losing. So let's have a look. Google foo, I like that. Google foo. So D20, D19, and we need polycaps. Polycaps! Let's find the polycaps! We need the polycaps. There are the polycaps. Come to me, polycaps. So D20, D19. The scary thing is that once you've made enough gunpla, you kind of know what the pieces are. Like, if you were to give me that piece, I'd say to you, yeah, that's part of a shoulder. It's a shoulder joint. Or top of an arm or something like that. You just know, it gets kind of scary. Okay, so we need polycap 12. Polycap 12. Damn, tiny fumbly bits dropping pieces today. Yeah, me too, mate. Polycap 12. See, Games Workshop, take note. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Makes it. If this was Games Workshop spray, it'd be like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. It's all over the place. So I want 12, don't I? Polycap 12. Polycap 12. Snipping, snipping. And it should be fairly straightforward. Bit of this. Bit of that. And a bit of that. Now, because again this will be a static build, again, it doesn't bother me at all that I'm going to be painting, priming with polycaps in there, because I say once the arm's in the position I want it to be in, it's in that position forever. It's never going to move because it's glued into place. So again, it doesn't actually matter. It's not of any importance to me. So that's that bit done. We need to build 2 of those. So we'll do both at the. Should we do one arm at a time? We'll do one arm at a time just to make sure. 21, 22, and polycap 13 we need. Polycap 13 there. I somehow don't think we'll get the actual frame built today. I think not. 21 and 22 and 17. So we need. My stomach just made a very strange noise. 21 and. I might be thinking, how do I know that's 21 and 22? Because this is only one arm and it's the only bit that looks like the bit on the instructions. So that's that there, and that is matching there. The instructions are that good. You can actually select the pieces by what they look like. It's kind of awesome. So polycap needs to go in. I need to move these instructions closer so I can see them. Polycap needs to go in that way. It needs to stick out that way. Oops, dropping now, sir. Am I on camera? Yes, I'm on camera. There we go. That goes in that way. Ka-chink. This goes on there like this, you'll see. That side needs to be there. That goes there. This is obviously the elbow. Again, I think it's the elbow. Just because you've done enough of these, you kind of know which bits are which. It's kind of scary. So that's there. Yes. That's that bit. And then we have these 2 pieces, which are the lower arms, I think. I'm going to move these instructions down here so I can see them. So that is F3 and F2. We need PC polycap 11 and 10. Polycap 11. Polycap 11. There's a teeny tiny one. And number 10. Bully Captain, which is there. Ow, fingers. Just got my finger in that bit. I was like, my finger in there and it nipped. Not how it's supposed to work. So I need that one there with the pegs, and then we need to do polycap 11. So this is going to go in the back. Again, I've never built a master grade strike, but I know exactly what these things are doing. This is going to go in the back, so it's a shield mounting point, and it's got the same on each arm because it doesn't know which arm this is necessarily going to go in. So it's the back of the arm shield mounting point, I would suspect. It's also a pain in the bum to get in the little place. There we go. That's going to be the back of the arm, that. And this goes in the bottom. This is where the hand will go in. You do kind of... Oh, do you know, my hands are everywhere today. If you only just recently started building Gundam or Gunpla, it's quite amusing the way they're all kind of very similarly designed in terms of the construction. So you will very quickly, actually do it the wrong way, you will very quickly start to figure out how they work, and you'll be able to build faster and faster as you go along. So that's there, that's where the hand goes, that's the back of the arm shield grip, that's the thing closing on me, thank you. That needs to go in there because that's the middle of the arm, so that will go, that peg will go through, yeah, see, there's lovely, that will go on there, attach, attach. And there we have almost the whole arm. A piece of armour will go on top of that, and then this will go on top in there. So I can actually temporarily attach this now. If I want to make a... Is this the left arm? This is the left arm. So this will be... Let's get the hand on there. So left arm, which is there. Because at this point both arms are identical. Left and right both have the same. This structure is exactly the same. The only real major difference is the hand and the bit that goes into the shoulder. So left arm, we will need a thumb, which is that, and ooh, am I missing an armor piece? Yes, I can't build the hand yet because the thumb goes in there, but it's a piece of armor that actually goes over the top and keeps the thumb in place. So I can't quite build the hand fully yet. Because that will go in there. Except it's upside down, your spoon. So you would have a hand there. I've just got the fixed fingers on there. It's not a. Unfortunately, this is one of those master grades with not posable fingers. It's a bit old. So I'm going to put that on the man now. I'll put it on there just to keep the fingers in. Let's have a look. As long as I can get it off again, that's the main thing. That's the only bit that's important here. As long as I can remove it, I don't want to put it on too firmly, because once it's on, it could be on there permanently. So I can't do anything with that little attachment point there to small it. So I'll just put it on loosely. So it's on there loosely, so I can get it off. Yeah, it's one of those things that if I wasn't gluing this, that hand would come off all the time. And I found that with the heavy arms, it was a ball ache, because heavy arms, he's got to carry this big Gatling gun, but the big Gatling gun won't stay in place because every time you try and move anything, his hand falls apart. But I'll be gluing these together, so that would go in there. Gotta be careful, I don't want to attach this too much. I want that on loosely. So that'll go in there. Finger, finger, finger. Tentacle. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of these kind of slot fingers. They never seem to stay on very well. Yes, you'd have an armor piece here. This would then go on the top, which I'm not going to push in all. I probably can push it all the way. It's going to come out again. Yeah, you can pull it out again. That will go on top there. And there you have our arm. In terms of our shoulder, it's only really 1, 2, 3. Ooh, am I missing a piece? Have I not got a piece ready? Heavens to Betsy. Heavens to Murgatroyd. Have I not got a part out? D18. D18. Jordan Nash, hey guys, did I miss his answer to my question? I can't remember what the question was. What we doing in the chat? Let's have a look. I'm just reading through the comments. Damn tiny fumbly bits. Oh, you've done the bit. How many pieces have you lost? The carpet monster says Paul Di Tommaso. None. Because this is the first actual bit of buildy I've done. Non-flat carpet in this room. Yes, I've got carpet tiles, so there's thankfully not any thickness to it. Model Maker 12, hello all, finally get to watch a live stream. Welcome, Model Maker 12. Today's goal, this engine, and because I said it won't likely happen, my goal was to have the skeleton, the frame entirely built. It's not going to happen. Hey guys, did I miss his answer to my question? I really can't remember what the question was. Pop it in the chat again, dude, but do it in big fat capitals so I remember it. Right, I need D18, but I haven't got the D18. Have I got the D-sprue? Where's the D-sprue? Disprue, as we like to call it. D, that's not D, that's M. M. That's D, there we go, D. There it is, yes, nice and shiny. There it is, there it is. So D8, there we go. I'll cut those bits off for like a spoon. D18. Again, with the shoulders, they're not, if I remember rightly, they're not chiral. Both shoulder actual units are exactly the same. So I'll just get these cut off. There we go. Like that. I'll probably miss some other parts. I'm sure I probably have. Put that in there. So what I'm going to do, you're going to see me do a bit skippy now, because what I'm going to actually do, I'm not going to worry about cleaning this up right now. I'm going to take off the bits on the end of these pegs. And I'm just going to leave it at that. I'll sand this a little bit. I'll file it down. In fact, you know what? I'll just clean it. But I'm not going to worry about the seam line, because what I will do is once I've got the skeleton built, or the frame. Stop saying skeleton. Once I've got the frame built, and before I glue it all together, once I've got the frame built and all glued in place and it fixed in a pose, I can go back and then clean up any bits of seam line and nub that I've missed. So that's there. That's them. For them shoulder, we need to make 2 of them. So it's that, that. Because once you've made one Strike Gundam, then making another Strike Gundam in a different grade, it's kind of going to be the same basic procedure, to be honest. That needs to go in there. Does that go in there? Wait, what? That goes in there. Like this, you'll see. Cool. We like that. That's in there forever. Forever and ever. Amen. That goes in there. Once this goes on stop. Jean-Michel, le top de la barre. There. And that's the shoulder unit done. Beauty of the shoulder unit is that all the armour goes there and there. So that can go straight on. That will then attach to, in the finished frame, we would have, is that a white part or is that a, yeah. That would sit on the peg there. This is the left arm. What you would do basically is this would sit on the peg that comes out the torso would go in there, and the arm, the peg would go into that hole. So the arm would go in there onto the peg, and there you've got your arm and your shoulder with rah rah rah. Oh, I say hello. It's like a mouth. Oh, I say it's really good. Yes. So we've got an arm and a shoulder built. Only took us a million years. Jordan Nash, will this stream be part of our regularly scheduled programming, be at the same Fox time and the same Fox place, says Jordan Nash? No, this was just random. I need to get my shit in gear and crack on with your kit. I'm going to start doing it now. I may as well stream it because I'm only doing snappy stuff together. I may as well start it. Now that the weather's calmed down a little bit, I can actually sit at my desk and do stuff. And I was saying right at the start, with Mama Foxx, we're still waiting on a confirmation of surgery date for Mama Foxx to go in hospital. It's probably going to be they'll write to us and say when she needs to go in. But on the off chance that she says, they say, hey, can you come in now? I need to be able to just drop everything and go. And if I'm in the middle of doing some complex filmy bit, I can't really do that. But if I'm doing a live stream, I can just cut the stream and go. But this is all snap fitty stuff, so I may as well give you guys something to watch while I'm doing this, so I can crack on. So yes, it won't be a regularly like Thursdays 3 PM kind of thing, but when I do a live stream, I'll probably tend to do it around about 3 PM. Sundays will always be 3 PM. Always, that's Warhammer Sundays. These live at the Workbench will just be as and when it's appropriate for me to do it. So, for example, when I'm doing decals on this guy, I might do that as a live stream. I was going to do this as a Patreon exclusive video series. I might not. I might just do it as, because I've had so many weeks away from the bench for various reasons. I kind of owe everybody some content, so I might just do this as a regular series and not make it Patreon exclusive, because it's been weeks since I've put up some proper content. And but what I will do, of course, is the way as it always works. Most video content, it goes on Patreon a week before everybody else gets to see it. So, but live streams everybody gets. Would you look at that? Back at it with the Gumpler, says Backification. Davey UK. Hello Fox. Hello Davey UK. Merlin's Muse. Building a real car engine is easier. Essentially a Strike Gundam with an upgraded backpack. Yep, pretty much, says Crown Saga. It is. It's a Strike Gundam. Much love sent your family's way, says Jordan. Thank you very much. She's actually doing all right. She was just waiting. I can hear her downstairs doing the washing up. I can hear her clashing pots together. Making models. So I was lucky I finished work early today then. Yeah, true. Right, so we need to build the other arm. So I'm going to put these. You do get the closed hands as well. Now, Jordan, I will be honest. I'm a little bit unsure as to the final pose, because I know basically Jordan sent me a picture saying I want him posed like the Green Goblin on his flying thing, and I hate Marvel Comics, so I had to look what that meant. I know the Green Goblin is as lame as anything, but anyway, I had to look that up, and I couldn't really get a good clear picture, so I'm still not 100% clear on a pose. Or the other thing I've also not decided yet or figured out is once I've got the pose sorted out, before I glue anything. Oh, my little divider came apart. That's not good. Oh. I've got interference between the that's that bit. There we go. Interference between the sections. I've not fully decided whether we're going to use the base that comes with it, because it comes with that nice sort of, if I remember right, does it come with that big base? Or is it not a big base? Oh no, yeah, it comes with that nice big base. So I don't know yet. I can't remember if it came with that or like the remaster strap one with the launch pad, but I couldn't remember. I don't know whether yet to use that base, because it's convenient to use that base, because you can take it off the base, or if it was some kind of funky crouching pose or something, I might have to start involving magnets and things to magnetize it to a base, but I need to be able to get magnets in the feet and things like that, and then it's making sure it can stand up by itself. So I'm not fully sure yet. It may well be that because of the backpack we have to go the using the stand that comes with it route, but we'll see how it goes. I need to just do the mock-up of the pose. Yeah, anyway, figure all that out. So let's just get all this bits in there. Okay, I'll see if I can get a good picture of a pose I think would look cool. Yes, I know, because it was kind of like that kind of pose, like he's surfing. I don't know if the weight would actually, if it would be able to stand up on its own. It probably could, but with the big backpack on, it might be like. So that's when I have to start thinking about magnets. But then it's, can I get magnets in the feet? And even if it's got magnets in the feet, would it still stand up, or would it just fall backwards? Because the moment you take anything with the backpack away from a standard standing up pose, especially Strike Gundams, the moment you take them away from that standing up pose, like that, is when they start to get a bit insecure. Maybe different when they're glued together. But you never. I mean, I could just glue it to a base, but then it's, that's hard to ship when it's on a base. I want to be able to remove it from a base for shipping if I can. Ideally, what I want to be able to do is take the arms and legs off and take it all into pieces so I can ship it to you as the torso and the arms and the legs. That'd be a lot easier. But we'll see. All these things I need to find out. So we need, again, PC12. Build the other arm. Here's the fun thing with these. The build process takes like 1/10 the time of the actual denubbing and cleanup process. Where's the other one of those? It is. Where's the other one? Where is the other one? Hello? Do we have a stray piece? Have I missed a piece somewhere? There it is. It's up in the lid. Cheeky little bugger. It's hiding up in the lid of me special box. You were my special box. So that's going to be the same as the other one. So because I've done the other one, I know which way round these go. You do get quite quick in the end because you can just slap things together without having to worry about looking at instructions. There you go. That's that bit done. Then we need PC13 again. PC13 reporting for duty, sir. See what I've had stuck in my head for the last few days. I was doing, what was I doing? I was doing some painting on something. When I was working on my little Space Marines, I was just doing painting. So I needed something on in the background to listen to while I was working. I need that one. And I ran out of podcasts to listen to. So I follow Kirioth TV. It's a Warhammer sort of YouTube channel. I follow Kirioth TV and I put his entire playlist of Warhammer stuff on loop, just so it would just play constantly in the background. So all I've had in my head for the last week is, hello, my name is Kirioth, and today, because he always starts the same way, hello, my name is Kirioth, and today we're looking at... So I've had that phrase in my head like for the last week. Hello, my name is Kirioth, and today we're going to be looking at this, that and the other. I like his videos. I like his sense of humour. That is not the right one. That is the right one. And that is there. And that is there. So yeah, I've had that in my head. I almost said it out loud on somebody's live stream. I was like, hello! And my brain went, my name is Kirioth. Today we're going to look at PC11 and PC10. That's the file, I can't use that. PC11 and PC10. PC10 and PC11. Zadster just nipped in for 10 minutes before going to the supermarket. Hey Zadster! Jordan Nash, I think I'm going to start calling it the Strike Orchid. Yeah. Fox, have you ever made any of the Aurora Polar Lights monster scenes, says Zadster. No, but I've watched enough of Dr. Faust Painting It to know that they're always terrible. In terms of you need so much repair work and fixing work that I wouldn't want to go anywhere near one. But also, it's just not my kind of thing. It's not something that would interest me. That sort of subject. But yeah, I've watched enough of Dr. Faust where he's like, yeah, we've got this and this doesn't fit and that doesn't fit and this bit doesn't go together properly and that bit needs all this filler, and I'm like, yeah, I'm never going to buy a Polar Lights kit ever, am I? It's just not going to happen. Because he did one of Death. He's done the Batman ones, the Batman 69 or 66, whatever. He's done those figures and they all have problems. He did the Batmobile, which had loads of problems. It's like, I don't think there's I put a comment on one of his videos saying, is there ever like a Polar Lights one you've ever made that hasn't just been absolute gash for repairs and having to fart about to make it work? So that needs to go on there. And then we have the middle bit here, which goes in like this, you see? Like that. But yeah, those kind of like they are really nice, like looking things, like all the classic monsters, like, you know, Frankenstein and the Swamp Thing and stuff. They're just, it's not anything that interests me, to be honest. It's not my kind of, not a vibe that interests me. That goes on there, and then we have the same again. We have arm. So I'll need the bit for the hand. Where is the bit for the hand? We have the hand here. Yes, that is richtig. Little thumb. We've got trigger finger. Yeah, cool. So we need the trigger fingery one. Triggery fingery. Yeah, it's the thumb. The thumb. There's the thumb. Thumb. Where are you, thumb? There's the thumb. It's over there. Hello. Trying to get away. No. For you, there is no escape, Tommy. Is it wrong end? For you, Tommy, the vote is over. There is no escape. So that needs to go there, like that, and then that goes on top. And then we have the fingery goodness. I'll not say that again, that could easily be misinterpreted. That needs to go in the end of the arm. Again, I've not put that little bit of armour on the back of the hand in properly, because if I do, I'll never get it off. And it just put it on. I just pushed it on there. Well, I can push it on from behind. That's not a problem. Push it off again. For the most part, you can get most of the armour and stuff off once you've built the frame. I'm just not a big fan of these hands. I mean, I like the fixed fingers because it looks better than the movable fingers, which are often like the 3 there and the 1 trigger finger. It looks a bit better, but I just don't like the fact it slots in. Let's have a look. Does this suit have pink armour, says Backerification? Yes, it's the Strike Rouge, which is very, 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 very light pink that you probably see as white. Some obvious pink, and some more kind of maroon, ruby red kind of pink. However, we're not going to be doing it. The theory behind it, well, the justification behind it is that it's not the usual pilot. It's a female pilot, and when she gets into it, she does something to the phase shift armor system, which makes all the colors different. Apparently, with this mobile suit, if you turn off the phase shift armor system, everything is just shades of grey. So all the power down, the Strike Gundams are just all different shades of grey, but when you turn them on, all the armour system and the ablative stuff and all that kind of stuff, the phase shift system comes in. That's what makes all the colours. So when she gets in, she resets it and all the shades are pink. Yes, but I've got some very nice shades of purple. It's actually a lilac shade, but Jordan wants me to do it in different shades of purple. So I've got myself a load of the mecha colour purples. I'm going to do various different mixes of those with other colours. So that's that bit. We need to do the shoulder. Again, I'm not cleaning this up, but it doesn't really matter. I'll clean it later, but just give it a quick twizz. If I can find where I put my knife. Where did I put my knife? Ow. Okay, it's a bit worrying when you don't know where your knife is, because that's kind of concerning. Hey gang, you've been watching the desk like hawks. Where did I put the knife? It's there, up there. There we go. There it is. Ha, got it. I found it. Don't worry. Panic over. That's quite a big nub, so I'll knife that off first. So yes, this will all be different shades of purple. So instead of light pink and sort of maroon, we'll have light purple, which is almost white. We will have a sort of light lilac-y colour, and then we'll have a nice dark purple of some sort to contrast. And it's not going to be particularly heavily weathered. It's not going to be weathered, if at all. It might not even be weathered at all, this. Very light weathering. So I'm going to get this bit done quickly, because I am actually dying for a wee. So I will have to leave you for a moment and go for a great big wee. That needs to go in there like that. That is that side. So that goes in there. And that goes in there. That's the other side, so it needs to go there. Like this. Awesome. There we go. That's that shoulder done. It's 2 spare hands. So again, we've got that will go in the top there and face that way. And that will sit on the shoulder like that. Cool beans. Right, I'm going to put that there. What I'm going to do is very, very quickly, I'm going to go for a great big wee. So my apologies. I'm going to silence the microphone for a minute while I go for a great big wee, and I shall be right back with you. I'll put you back on. I'll put you back on. I can't put you on this because that isn't really relevant because we are actually still live. So I'll leave it on. I haven't got like a back in a minute graphic, so I'll just leave it on the screen. Hang on. Just in case anybody happens to wander in. There you go. Whoop. Yeah, I didn't want to show that. There we go. Back in a minute. Hello, the microphone wasn't off at all, was it? It was on all the time. Hooray! Hope you didn't hear anything untoward. Right. It clearly, obviously, hadn't turned the microphone off. Oh. I've actually been dying for a wee for about an hour and a half. I was like, I just can't leave it any longer. I've got to go. Got to go. You gotta go. You gotta go. The silence is kind of awkward. Yeah. I should have put the music on, shouldn't I? I should have put some music on in the background. You fool, Fox. You fool. You have that option. Oh, I'm special. Right, so we built 2 arms. What's the next step? So we built 2 arms. Not doing this step because that's putting on the armours. Can't do that bit. Am I deaf? Why am I holding my breath? Says backification. Yeah, I should have Richard Gibbs. That's more than I get from my Games Workshop, lol. Yeah, I should have put some music on, shouldn't I? Right, so the only bits we haven't done is putting the armour on the outside of the shoulder, which is fine. That can be done later. Don't care about that. The armour on the arm can go on later on. So again, I don't care about that. That's fine. I do need to be, when I put this together, I do need to do some testing, like I said before, so that whatever pose I want the arm in, it's not a very good fit there. Whatever final pose I want the arm in, I need to make sure that it's possible with the armour on. So I will need to do a dry run with all the armour on. So, you know, if I wanted to do that with the arm, I couldn't do that because there would actually be armour on there to take account of. So whatever pose he has in the end, I need to make sure I take account of that. Hayato says, wow, it's been a while since I was last free to watch a stream. Good watching you building again. Thank you very much, Hayato. I figured I'm just doing this manual labour stuff that doesn't require too much thinking, so I might as well stream while I'm here. I haven't put anything up for a while, so I kind of owe you guys something. I will be filming this build, but I was going to make it Patreon exclusive, but because it's been a while since I've been able to film anything, I think I'll just make it available for everybody. It's not really fair then to paywall everything all the time. Right, so that's that bit. Next is Device Unit, which is probably mostly external armour anyway. Mike Mountain, welcome. Dad, I thought I made you a mod on here. I clearly didn't. I clearly didn't. Give me 1 second. Let me resolve that issue right now. Not that you need to be, but I may as well. Because you've been dead nice to everybody and mod like, so I may as well make you a mod. Let's have a look if I can do it. 1 second. I'll just put my hand here so you know something's going on. What I need to do is find your channel, Dad. Give me 1 second. It's not very exciting for you guys. Pretend I've just gone for a wee again. Disappointed now. Was looking for the lady selling ice cream and nuts. Oh, I've actually. You know what? You know what? I'm going to do something in a minute because I do actually have that as a piece of artwork. Oh, brilliant idea! Brilliant idea. Right, subscriptions. Scaly model. Where's scaly models? Right, that's there. Right. There you go, Dad. I've set you as a mod. I've had to do it on your Scaly Models channel, so you need to go out and come back in as Scaly Models. I will do your own channel. I just can't find it actually easily. Or can I? Yeah, I can't find your personal channel because I'm not subscribed to it because it's not an actual channel. So I've set you as Scaly Models. You don't have to if you don't want to. You don't need to. I'll do Fester as well at some point, but I'll do it now actually. There's all stuff I should do off air really, but never mind. Never mind. There we go. There you go. You're both mods now. Right, what was I doing? Yes, I was going to do something else. I'll do it. I'll do it some other time. Don't worry about that. I do actually have some intermission artwork, but I don't want to go off and start fiddling with the menus while you're watching patiently. Now that's Hayato. Now that's a Gundam pilot lead character name, says LD. Oh yeah. I have terrible timing of turning up to Games Workshop with the manager going to lunch. Oh, I do that all the time. Every time, because I'm like, I get up and I'm doing stuff and then I think, oh, I need to go to Games Workshop. I need to go to the Warhammer store. And I always get there about 10 to 3 and it's like, oh, number of times I've walked up to the store and he's been walking down the road the other way. And it's been like, oh, that didn't go well. I walked in one day and he's like, I walked in and he was like just putting things away and I'm like, you're going to lunch, aren't you? He said, yeah, you want to come with us? We're just going to the pub. Okay, so I went to the pub and had lunch. It was great. Right, so we need to do some waste unit work. There's Scaly Models. You're not showing us a mod though, Scaly Models. Why are you not showing us a mod? You've not got the spanner. Or do you have the spanner and I just can't see it? Have I done the wrong thing? I'm showing... hang on. Have you got more than one Scaly Models channel? Because that's not the Scaly Models I've got. Hang on a minute. Hang on a minute. Ah, there's two of them. Oh, let me change that one. Mike Mountain, what are you doing? I'm not subscribed to the right channel. Right, there we go. There you go. Now you're set as a mod. Yay, Spidder's in. Woohoo! Hang on, how can you be Scaly Models and Mike Mountain? Right, you're set as a mod now on both. But even as Mike Mountain, you've not got a spanner. I don't understand. You've not got the spanner going on. I don't understand. Yes, there you go. No, I've not got your URL for that for your personal channel, Mike. So I've done you as Scaly Models for now. So go back in as Scaly Model again. You'll show up. If you bot me send me a message on Facebook with your URL for your personal channel. I'll put that in as well. Right. So I need to do. Right, we've got that bit. Where's the waist? Waist, feet, head, arm. Nah, I haven't labelled the torso. So there we go. Yeah, you're in now. Thanks, Dad. Right, there we go. I can tell this is... I haven't labelled the waist section because you don't actually need to. It's fairly straightforward. Get all these bits together. Put them in this bit that I got specifically for putting things in, and then I don't put things in. Welcome, Spid. What's that? That's a little grey piece. I need some tweezers because some of these pieces are very small. Very, very small. Oh no, that bit's not small. They're just hard to get out of this little box. Okay, that's all the grey bits. So, that bit is there. I don't need to put the armour on the outside. That's fine. I get them all in there and then I take them all out again because I need to see them. I'm a dumbass, what can I say? M23 is that one. And that goes on there. Is it that one? Yes. That goes... This might not go together without the actual armour on it. But I don't want to stick the armour on yet until I've had a chance to adjust it and adjust some of the pegs and things. Okay, the polycup goes in there. So I can't assemble that bit yet. E10. Oh, we're making nips now. We're making nips and everything. Yeah, brilliant. So E10 is that or that? Is it the one? It is. Zad says, back in a bit. Take care. I'll see you in a bit, Zad. That is that bit. We need this bit here, like this, you see. It says to be aware here, there's like a big hole and a small hole, and the small hole must be at the bottom. So that goes on there, like that. Or does it, because that doesn't seem to fit. Brilliant. Straight away, issues, straight away. There we go. No? Yes? No? Huh, doesn't give me a... How very strange. How very strange. Okay, that's weird. This is one of those, it's probably blatantly obvious moments, but I'm just being a speciad. Okay, why is that not fitting well? Why you not fit? That goes on there like that. E8. 11. Oh, I've got two of them. Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Wait. Oh, that's right. That's right. Yeah, we're doing it right. We've not screwed it up at all yet. That goes on there like that, we'll see. This goes on here like that, we'll see. And then, assuming I've not screwed it up, these bits go together and makes the waist, general waist area, general crotch based area, with the bit in the middle that seems to not really have much movement to it, which is fine, and I assume it doesn't actually go anywhere. Cool. Waist section. How does that even move? Oh, I see. It's got some slight move to it, but it's quite stiff. Oh, I see, there we go. So yeah, you can adjust where the hip... That's not right. It's not even lined up. What's going on there then, lads? You can adjust where the hips are, so you can have them all the way down or all the way back. So that one leg can have a different throw than the other leg, basically. And they are independent, so you can do one and not the other. Seems a bit clunky though. I thought there'd be some kind of locking mechanism on there, but it would appear not. That's fine. That's cool. Not a problem. We can build that bit. So that bit's built. We then need to stick that on there. Polycap. PC14. Find PC14. 12, 13, 14. There we go. There we go. Nice big fat polycap. I like polycaps. Polycaps are awesome. Right, so PC14 needs to sit there. That then goes like that, you see. You got to give Bandai credit for this engineering feats they do on these damn things. It's just incredible. This then needs to sit that way, with this bit sitting forward. Always pay attention to the bunny ears in your instruction manual. They will keep you on the straight and narrow. Get in, get straight. So, yeah, that bit there, that bit there. That needs to go on there. That's not going to go in because it's being a spoon. Let's try it this way around. Let's try t'other way around. Will this be easier? Doing it this way. Heresy, I'm doing it the wrong way. The other way, the way the Bandai say. Heresy, heresy I say. So it needs to be... Right, that needs to go that way. That needs to go that way. That needs to go in there, but it doesn't seem to want to fit very well. There we go. That's in there. And then this is that bit there, so that needs to go there. There we go. Yes. Crotch assembled. Avengers assemble. These can go on... Where's that go? That goes in there. Does it? Okay, got a little ball joint in there. One. Should be two. I'm missing a ball joint. Oh. D8. I'm missing a D8. Let me find the D sprue again. I missed one somewhere. D. Where's D8? We're missing a D8 somewhere. Oh no, we're not missing a D8. Well, we are missing one, but I don't know where it is. Don't panic. Don't panic. Ah, we are. There we are, you little bugger. Yeah, filthy, dirty little bugger. Don't be doing that again. Is that the right side? That is... Yes. That is there. D8. Push, that's quite a tight fit as well. Oh, it's quite painful on my little thumb. That goes on there. Apologies to the folks in chat. I will look at chat again in a second. That goes on there. M22 can go on the front. That's not M22. M22. M22, you say? Oh, M20. Oh, that's M22. There we go. Boom. M22 can go on there because that's a... Now there is like a coloured part that's not in a frame, but I can get away with that. M22, and I can take it off if I need to anyway. Then you have the flippy flappy bits, which are going on like that. Flippity flappity. Ooh, that's not right, is it? You spoon. Oh, oh well, it's on there now. Get on, get in, get beyond. There we go. There we go. That's that bit there, and that goes on there. There we are. Lovely jubbly. Oh, still the wrong way around. Oh. Simpleton, Fox. You're simpleton. That goes on there like that. The back piece I can't put on yet because there's nothing to put it on to, because it's held in place by the piece of armour that goes around the back, so I can't put that on yet. That's the hips done. We've done those, done the thips. So next is leg unit. Oh, Kenneth's in. Hey, Kenneth. Hey, dude. Okay. What I'm going to do I'm going to have a swig of coffee. Oh. I'll have a quick look at the chat. What I'm probably going to do, I need to go and get some dinner because I'm starving. And Mum's waiting for dinner as well. What I'm going to do is in a minute I'm going to go and get some dinner, so I'll stop the stream. But I'll come back later on this evening. Because I'm going to carry on, basically. I'll just carry on. So what I will do, I won't set a time on it, but if you subscribe to this channel anyway, then when I start the next stream later on this evening, it'll just start again, and you'll get another pop-up. You'll get another notification that the stream started. But if you know, just pop in a bit later on this evening. I'll probably go for quite a few hours again later on. So let's have a quick look at chat because I know Kenneth's just joined us, and I don't want Kenneth to miss out. So yeah, we'll come back after dinner. Let's have a look and see what people are saying. Hi Zad, bye Zad. Well, I've got to head out. Class is about to start again, says Jordan. That was about 3 hours ago, so thanks for coming in, Jordan. Watching your baby form. Why was I under the impression this was going to be a perfect grade? I mean, other than the fact I'm an idiot. Says Space Hamster ZH. I don't know. I could imagine. I'm kind of glad it wasn't. Because you can't actually get the Ootori kit as a perfect grade. It's just the Strike Rouge on its own. You can get the Strike Gundam or the Strike Rouge, but the Strike Rouge perfect grades come. Wow, hello words. The Strike Rouge perfect grade comes with the Sky Grasper backpack, and I had that, and I never built it because I sold it to Tony over at Helgen 35. Yeah, if this was the perfect grade, that bit would be like that big. That arm would be like that long. I will do a perfect grade strike at some point. I want to. Perfect grade Strike Rouge is my favourite of all the perfect grades until they make a perfect grade Kshatriya or Sazabi. Yeah, that's never going to happen. Sadly. Crown Saga says, I remember that Bandai said they can't make the Master Grade Kshatriya. I forgot actually, I've got the High Grade Kshatriya set up on a shelf as well. Woohoo! Need to do that at some point. They can't make the MG Kshatriya because of the weight issue. It's too huge. I made it to a stream, says Weebadoodles. Welcome, welcome. If it doesn't fit, you're doing it wrong, Fox, says John Bias. Yes, if it doesn't fit, it is you doing it wrong. With a Bandai. Bandai's like Lego. Bandai don't make mistakes. You do. Oh, it's pouring down outside, said Weebadoodles. It's raining here. I think we just had some thunder as well, actually. Are you up late or early, mate? Kenneth asks Dad. Kenneth says early. Sad face. Fox, you said you would talk about streaming as a newbie. It was a worthwhile thing, but I never came back round to it. Oh, right, yeah. Absolutely. I think the thing is, I'm going to put this headset down there, my visor. I think everybody, I'm always really made up when somebody who follows me or somebody in the Boom Hut decides to go the YouTube route. And you might think, well, why would you be happy about it? It's competition to your channel. It's like, I don't care about that. I do what I do, and I'm going to carry on doing what I do, and I don't pay attention to what other people do. And as far as I'm concerned with this hobby, the more people out there teaching other people how to do what we do, the better. The more teachers, the more people will take up the hobby. The more people take up the hobby, the better it gets. I'm in this to teach people, not to, not do anything else other than that, really. So, in terms of streaming, I would say, as a newbie, there's nothing wrong with streaming at all as a newbie, because you're giving the perspective you're imparting to the viewer is that, what the hell am I doing? I haven't got a clue. I'm trying to figure it out as I go along. I've been doing this for years and years and years, so I'm just building stuff. I've not been doing Gunpla for years, but I've been building stuff for years, so I've got a certain amount of experience. But it's always good when somebody with less experience comes along, because they can. Somebody who is also new and got no experience can relate to that. They can say, I'm the same, I don't know anything about this, so I'm in the same position, so you're a proxy for me. You're my avatar, you're doing it, and I can watch and learn with you at the same time. So there's nothing wrong with that at all. I would say, diving straight into a live stream, you can do. There are some people who can just do it straight away naturally. I'm not the best at live streaming. I've got, I'm just going to close this down for a second. I've got a crappy camera set up so you can't see everything. I need the camera over there, really, pointing that way, but hey. And I waffle non-stop and I talk really fast, and it's not brilliant, and I don't do any work. I've built 2 arms and a crotch. But I would say you can give it a try. no reason not to. It might be worth, though, just before you dive straight into a live stream, is just do some non-live stuff. If you're starting YouTube for the first time, you're just getting into it, even if you never make it public and nobody ever watches it, just your close friends and family watch it, just to get used to the habit of having a camera. Oh, it's thundering. Oh, yes, I love thunder. It's like outside, yes, cool. If I'm lucky, I won't explode. It takes a little while to get used to the idea of having a camera there and ignoring it, because what I basically do is, I've said this before, when I do a live stream, or when I do a, well, not so much when I do a live stream, when I do a video, I ignore the camera for the most part, and I pretend that the person I'm talking to is sat right next to me and I'm teaching them how to do what I'm doing. So I get that kind of one-on-one feel to my videos. I'm not a professional, I'm not perfect, I'm just as much of an amateur as everybody else. But that's how I like to do it. And it was a while before I started doing live streams, and the first time I did a live stream, I was cacking it. I was like, oh, dead nervous, because I'd never done a live stream. I'd done stuff to camera, and I was totally comfortable doing stuff to camera. But doing stuff live stream, yeah, it's different. It's easy. Don't get me wrong, it's easy. It's just you want to kind of, I suppose, ideally you want to get used to having a camera there and talking to nobody, because really you are just talking to nobody. And by filming non-live stuff, it kind of gets you used to that. It gets you used to the idea of talking to someone who isn't there. So then when you do a live stream, you can kind of carry on like that, but it's a lot freer. Now, I've watched live streams. I've watched some really good live streams from all kinds of people. I've watched great ones. I've watched terrible ones. The worst ones are ones where the person hardly talks, or if they do talk, they're not really talking to anybody in particular. They're just kind of muttering, or they're just like, I'm talking to you guys. I'm talking to either you guys as a collective, you guys, or I'm talking to one particular person. Like right now I'm talking to George. Hey George. But a lot of times I'm speaking to one specific person, like if I'm doing a pre-recorded video, or I'm talking to a bunch of you, as if you're all sat round and we're in the pub. But I see people that just sit there and they just do the work. And then and the only conversation you might get is they might just occasionally respond to a question in chat. Oh, thunder. Yeah, I don't know if you can hear that. It's like quiet thunder right now. We don't often get good thunder around here. It's like we kind of get the rubbish thunder that goes, and then every now and then we get proper grown-up thunder. Yeah, look, sometimes you'll get a streamer that just sits there and does what they're doing, and they might just occasionally respond to a question, and they'll be like, they'll respond to questions in the chat, but they won't actually read out what the question is. They'll just be sat there and be like, yeah, that's right, Bob, yeah. Ted, yes, I do believe in that, yes, that's what I think. Colin, yes, of course, that's, you need to do that properly, yes, that's, if you don't do that, it's not the right way. That's not a conversation. Because the problem there is that the person's just answering the question. The person that asked the question knows what the question is. The person in chat knows what the question is. The person who's watching and doesn't have access to chat hasn't got a clue what the person's talking about. So, yeah, you get people, and then you get people that say nothing, which I suppose some people like. But let's be honest, the majority of people that watch live streams to have it on in the background while they're doing something else. They don't always watch a live stream to actually watch the live stream. I know when I watch things like, you know, Warhammer TV or, you know, other my friends' live streams, I tend to have them on in the background while I'm off playing on, you know, Elite Dangerous, or I'm denubbing, or I'm painting, or something else. It's just something to have in the background. I'll be honest, it's not very often I join in the chat on a live stream because I don't often have the time. So I've always had it in mind that I'm not really doing anything constructive in these live streams. I'm just hanging out with people, so I know in a lot of cases I'm just background noise, and that's fine. That's why I talk a lot, because I'm just background noise. But I'll always try and make sure that when I'm speaking to someone directly, I'm letting everybody else know what we're talking about, so I'll read the questions out as much as I can. I won't just sit there and just answer the questions. So straight into live stream, you can do. You might be an absolute natural. There's no harm in it whatsoever. It's just a lot more complex setting up a live stream than it is doing pre-recorded stuff. So what I'd probably say is do some pre-recorded stuff first to get used to, first of all, working to camera and dealing with the camera, and then used to editing videos and uploading them to YouTube, so you get familiar with YouTube. Once you've got that under your belt a little bit and you're kind of comfortable with the whole camera being there and ignoring it but not ignoring it, I'd probably say then go for the live stream and give it a try. But just be aware it's a bit more complicated technically than doing a live stream. You have to have streaming software and all that. But, you know, at the end of the day, if you're going to do it, don't stress about how hard it might seem. There's plenty of people. I'll help you out. There's plenty of people in the boom hut that will love to give you advice about how to do YouTube, how to do filming, how to do live streaming. If you just want to go straight for live streaming, there's no harm in that at all. I'd say go for it. If you're comfortable doing it, go for it. If you're not comfortable doing it, maybe do some pre-live, some non-live stuff first. But if you want to go straight for it, take into heart the same tips that I suggested on my how to do YouTube video on my channel. The sort of pitfalls of doing really bad YouTube videos, the things to avoid. Similar kind of things apply, although when you do a live stream, it's a webcam, so it's not the highest quality, it's not the same lighting. I've got a different microphone, but at least I've got a decent microphone, a decent camera, and you can see what I'm doing, and I also have an enormous coffee. Oh, that thunder's getting louder. Oh. What I'll do is I'll wrap that up by saying absolutely you should give it a try. If you want to go to live stream straight away, absolutely feel free. I'd probably say be more cautious and do some non-live stuff just to get familiar first there. But go for it. I'll help you out. I'll give you advice. Other people will help you out. Tell you the point in the right direction for software and stuff like that. It's not that hard. Just keep it interesting. It doesn't really matter what you're physically doing. It's more just a couple of hours of you talking to the people that are watching. And don't go in there expecting to have millions of subscribers and earn lots of money. Forget the subscriber count. Forget the money. At my first live stream, I had like 3 people watching, and I still talked to them, and as if, you know, it didn't matter. I still engaged with them, and I still pretended I had thousands of people watching, because that's how you need to do it. Even if there's nobody watching, and you can got streaming software that says there's nobody watching this stuff going on, there's nobody on your channel watching at all, you still talk to them. Even you've got your chat open and there's numbers and there's no chat and there's nothing else, you still talk. I've watched people who, they're not aware there's people watching, they think there's no one watching, and they just sit there silently doing whatever they're doing. It's like, well, that's why people aren't watching, because they just look and go, you're boring, and they go away. So I'm getting in depth there. But yes, go for it. Absolutely go for it. I would say yes. Whatever the question was, do it. Speedy Curate, best advice for YouTube, aim for 6 episodes max. Yes, thank you very much. Watching from work for background noise, thanks for going live to pass the time. Yes. John is off. Thanks for coming in, John. Which John? Yeah, Manchester never gets the good thunderstorms. We have a boring weather bubble. Yeah, well, if you're in Manchester, actually, Weebadoodles probably hear the same thunder that I'm hearing right now. It's just kind of rumbly. So usually a Sunday amount of work then. No, I've done 2 arms and a crotch. I never do a crotch on a Sunday. And I'm just back for the end, says Jerry. Don't worry, Jerry, I'm actually going to come back later. I'm just going to go off and have my dinner and get something to eat because I'm starving. But I'll come back later on this evening. Lunch break is over. Later you're... Oh, it's John Bias that went. Come back later, John. He's gone already. That's me, Scupper, then. Speedy Curate with the big sub build, says Scaly Models. Yeah. I'm looking forward to that, Dad. I think it will, says George. I think it will. If anything, it would be cool to have a video journal of my skill progression. Thanks for the advice, everyone. Yeah, do it. Even if you know nobody ever watches it and it's just there online, it's just a record, isn't it? Just try not to get crappy equipment. If you want decent camera, Logitech C920. It's not the cheapest. It's not the best. There are issues with it, but it works. This is to anybody who wants to do live streaming. Just so you're not starting off with crap camera and crap microphone. Logitech C920.
Pika pika.
Ooh, Pascal Yver says, oh, thank you very much, Pascal. Just a thanks for your talking. I've done no work, I've just talked. Thank you very much, Pascal. Aviad Madar's health has gone down to 99,289. Remember, he won almost 300 quid's worth of stuff. That could be you. That could be you next time. What was I saying? I've got no idea now. I've forgotten what I was saying. What was I talking about? I really have just instantly forgotten what I was just... Somebody tell me what I was talking about in chat. I've instantly forgotten what I was talking about. Pascal, that's your fault. You made me... Oh, yeah. Yeah, Logitech C920. It's not the best camera in the world, but it's a decent camera. Microphone is a Blue Yeti. Other microphones are available. I just find it's a really good one because you can do it for distance recording like this now. It's not perfect, but it's fine. Distance recording is about 2 feet away from me. Or if I need to, I can do close-up recording for voiceovers because it's a cardioid microphone. Again, it's not cheap, but it's a really, really nice microphone. There is like the Blue Snowball's another one, but that's not very good because you can't be very far from it, so it's useless for podcasts. and live streams. It's great for close-up voiceover. No use at all for anything further than like that away. So C920, Blue Yeti. My streaming software is Streamlabs OBS. I can't remember if it's free or it's not free, or free but you can pay for some bits. I used to use OBS. I found Streamlabs OBS. It's a billion times better because it's nicer to look at and makes more sense. However, it still doesn't make any sense. It's just a bit better and easier to use. And the only other thing to be aware of is don't have crap broadband. You need decent broadband to have a decent stream. I'm streaming at 1080p, I think. This camera has some limitations. You can set it to 1080p, but it doesn't always feel like 1080p. And you have to go into different menus to get that. By default, it's 720. But yeah. So yeah, C920, Blue Yeti, Streamlabs OBS. Other equipment is available, but if just those three things, if you had those, you'd be able to do streams this kind of quality. I've seen streams where they've got the worst webcam in the world and a really crap microphone. You can't hear them. It's just, or the other thing is a live stream where they've got a terrible microphone, a terrible camera. There's all kinds of background noise going on because they've got people walking around in other rooms and they've not set themselves aside somewhere quiet to do it. I'm set myself up in this room. There's not loads of background noise apart from the thunder. I've not got people coming in and out. I've got all the autofocus. The focus is locked. The white balance is locked. It's all set. There's no, there's no flashy from the white balance. There's no flashing and changing of the focus because it's all set to manual, so I can adjust it if I need to. So watch the video on my channel that says how to make a YouTube video. It's on there somewhere. It's in my how-to playlist. A lot of those tips apply. Don't have autofocus going on. Don't have auto white balance or auto contrast. Turn all the automatic shit off. So it's just you control it and you set it, and there you go. Anyway, let's have a quick last look at chat, and then I'll go and get me tea. George Flatter, I have all of those things and a 1 gig internet ready to rock, I suppose. God damn it, you've got all the good equipment. Cool. Yeah, go for it. Pascal Leverse, sorry. Yeah, you kind of threw me there. My brain went, and gone. Logitech is decent. It's not a bad camera. I've had a number of webcams and it's kind of straight up. The only problem with the Logitech camera is it's got a button you can press on your Windows desktop to open up the controls. It doesn't work. It just doesn't work in Windows 10. So what you have to do, if you want to adjust all the settings, you have to go into, I have to go into Streamlabs OBS and then go into the camera settings from there, and then I can close Windows OBS, Streamlabs OBS down, and I can just leave the settings for the camera open. I can access it that way. It's a bit rubbish, but it works. It's free, Foxy, and thank you for suggesting it the time I asked your input. No worries at all. No worries whatsoever. Right. But yeah, ultimately, George, if you want to do it, go for it. There's no harm in doing it. And to anybody, I would say, if you want to do YouTube, absolutely do it, either live or pre-recorded. Do it. Just don't do it because you want to make money, and don't do it because you want to be famous, and don't do it because you want the attention. All those three things will become really obvious within 5 minutes of people watching your first video, and they'll be like, yeah, I don't care about that. For this kind of video, if you're doing something to teach somebody, I mean, if you want to do that, that's fine. If you're going to do that kind of video, don't do a teaching video, because it will be blatantly obvious that all you care about is the clicks and the money and everything else. If you're going to do a teaching video like these, do a teaching video because you want to teach people. Everything else will come along as an extra bonus. I don't think about, advert revenue, or I do. It's my income, it's my living, but I don't sit there and think about it. It's just an extra bonus. This is the best way for me to communicate, and it happens to earn me a little tiny bit of money. Not much at all, I have to say. Very little. I depend on Patreon. YouTube doesn't pay me that much. But the money and the clicks and everything else, the subs, it's just a happy accident that happens to be the same thing. I don't think about it. Anyway, I need to go and get some dinner. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to stop the stream now. I'm going to have my dinner. I'm going to have some food and a bit of a rest for a bit. And then what I'll do is I'll come back a bit later on. Assuming we've not got full thunder and lightning, I've turned everything off. I'll come back a bit later on and we'll carry on with this. And hopefully, maybe we'll get the frame built. We'll see how it goes. I don't know what time, so just make sure if you're not subscribed to this YouTube channel, subscribe and click the little bell to get notifications. If you haven't done that already, if you are subscribed and you haven't clicked the bell, make sure you're subscribed, click the little bell for notifications, and that way when I start the stream up again later, you'll get a notification saying I've started streaming. Or just check in later on. I'll be up and running probably within an hour or so. Depends what we have for tea. So I'll say thank you very much for watching to everybody's in chat. If you want a sticker, or the if you're Dave and you won the varnishes, send me an email if you haven't already with your name and address so I can get all the bits sent out. I will see you a bit later on this evening. If you're not able to make it later on, because obviously you do have family and commitments and everything else to do, I will see you next time, probably on Sunday. But thank you for watching anyway, and I'll see some of you, hopefully most of you, a bit later on. So take care of yourselves. I keep doing this. I keep forgetting to get the music all queued up because I'm a spesh. I really am an idiot. So I shall get the music ready, and then I'll press some buttons, and then we'll see you all a bit later on. So see you in a bit.